Sofia, tutta la gente che stanno qua sono tutto gente di famiglia ristretta, inclusi quelli che sono omicizi, ma forse più famiglia che famiglia. Cheers.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Nice to see you guys, man. We're running around. It is like a cyclone here. So good to finally be able to pace ourselves and sit down with you guys. Hope you're all well today. Amazing to see each and every one of you. Hope you're having a great day and hope we can all have an amazing evening together. Thank you so much for coming tonight. What a pleasure to hang out with all you awesome people. There we go, getting my mic set. Wow.
Now let's breathe. Let's all take a breath together. Nice deep breath.
That's right.
And just let it go and relax. It's Wednesday.
Yeah, that's right. It is hump day, my friends. Hump day, my friend. I hope you guys are all doing well today.
By the way, I never understood why it's hump day.
Hump day, Monday to Friday. Going up, going up, going up. Wednesday's in the middle, and then you go down the rest of the week.
Well, it depends if you start your week from Sunday or Monday.
Oh, now we're going to get all into Europe again.
Well, I don't know. It's very confusing, guys. Well, how do you count your week? Does your week count from Monday or from Sunday?
Pretty much if you're North America, you're doing from Monday. Outside, you were doing it from Sunday. Actually, in Quebec, here is probably the only place in North America the French do start theirs on Sundays.
I never did mine from Sunday.
Most
I never heard of it before I came
there
here.
is lots there, but I didn't know. I thought it's stretched right across Europe.
There you go. We blame it on each other.
See, I just learned something new. I'm learning all the time, folks. Next week is algebra. Join in as I learn algebra.
Yeah, so hello, guys, on Wednesday. Hope it's Wednesday for you, too. For some of you, maybe it might be Thursday already if you're across the pond in the farther end of it. So welcome on your Thursday as well. It's our Season 2, Episode 2 of interviews, Tube Talk. Really excited for that. If you missed the first episode and the opening night, that was Monday. We had Nick famtv on, so you can definitely check the video. The link is up above. And there's lots of amazing announcements and bonuses and news. So we're very, very excited for that. And today we are going to have Lou Rock on.
Right. That is right.
And if you don't know, Lou Rock is a young man who has been growing tremendously on YouTube. Unbelievably fast. He's a paranormal investigator going on adventures of investigating very interesting destinations and locations. And we are so excited to get to know more about that, but mainly more about him.
That's right.
Because that's what our interviews are about, is getting more up close and personal with the creators.
And there's lots. He's such a pleasure to talk to, too. The guy has got so many great stories in that. They're going to be a lot of fun, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining. I'll start off with it right from the get-go. I'll get the stuff out of the way. If you haven't hit that like button, please smash the hell out of it. It really does help us. If you haven't tweeted it out, do you have the link up yet, hon?
Yes, of course I do have a link. And Technic Beats answered my question. Starts his from Monday.
Yep.
Yeah, so
there you go.
That makes more sense. Bob, hello. Welcome, guys, everybody. I'm just going for the link right now.
But the hump day is to call. You're not getting it. It's for the weekend coming. It's like your 5-day work week. Mm-hmm. So it's on the hump and you're going down. Everybody's excited for the weekend. Yeah,
but you see, if it's 1 week, then weekend only have 1 day, and then the next one starts with the weekend as well. So
dear God, help me.
I know, it's confusing. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about too.
Exactly.
You nailed it. Yeah.
Exactly. And I see some people here, like little Amalara, that I seen just a couple of minutes ago on Instagram. That's right, guys. Yesterday, YouTube crashed.
Yep.
YouTube was out for 90 minutes, and we jumped on a wagon and we went on Twitter, went live there because the YouTube crashed during our live stream. So we went on Twitter. Twitter crashed its audio systems for lives. So we jumped on Instagram, and guess what? We really loved it. So today, right before this live stream, I was getting ready and talking with you guys on Instagram live while I was getting ready. So that was quite fun. And welcome to everybody who joined us. Some family was there as well, which was really fun.
Technique says, but I meant, what I mean, every day is Monday till we get to Friday. That's right.
Yeah, that's quite a good answer. Yeah. I love that. Yes, definitely.
So everybody you're gonna have a real treat tonight. This is a real treat. Lou Rock is somebody really, really special. That's got some interesting stories. It is nice back doing the interviews again. It feels like kind of coming home, and we have a whole new seasons of lots of interesting people.
Yeah, some really big names out there too that we can't mention just yet there, but some people that are less connected to YouTube, although some of them do have their YouTube channels, but are very, very popular
Yes.
in the field that they represent. Let me say it that way. So yeah, we're really, really excited for you guys to know. Friday, we're going to have Jay Lipman on our interview, the winner of the B-Roll Smackdown Challenge, vlogger, a father. Really getting to know him. And tomorrow we're going to have a European edition of a shoutout stream. So join us in a midday for some exposure of your channel. Branscombe fam, hello. Good to see you. Here's a link, guys, for you to retweet it if you haven't done yet, or you can just smash that share button
Or
and
do
hug
both.
that like button, or do both. That also helps.
That's right. That's right, guys. Tweet it out, shout it out, DM some friends, hit the like button. It really does help us, guys. It's all part of growing together. We really do appreciate all the help. You guys are the awesome ones. Thank you so much for everything that you do for us.
While we are doing the little house cleaning, or
Thank you. Yeah, because I got this going on.
I wanted to remind you guys that you are always welcome to do a hashtag Blue Range group selfie. I have noticed that some people already have posted theirs, which is amazing, guys. Keep it up. And if you're new to this, what it is take a selfie of yourself or a selfie of you watching our live stream and post it on social media with a hashtag Blue Range group. And if it is on Twitter, we're going to share it throughout the night with you guys. You're going to be on the screen. So definitely it's a great way to connect with each other on Twitter as well, because as you've seen, if YouTube crashes and if you don't have connection outside of YouTube, it's pretty hard to connect with your audience. So it's always good to have some other options available as well, and it's one of the ways to do it.
Remember, we're not paying them for it, and they're not paying us for it. I mean, we're not going to get the AdSense thing. So no contract signed, and things can change in a moment. So it's always good to have as many backup plans as possible. And exactly, last night was a great example of that. Go ahead.
A little llama might miss some streams from Friday as I am off on a little break. Well, my God, please enjoy. Thank you for letting us know, but please enjoy your break. As we always say, life first. Enjoy your break. We all need it sometimes.
I'm just opening up something here.
Also, if you haven't joined us, I thought that you're still working.
Go ahead.
If you haven't joined us on the last 2 episodes yet, we also have announced the official opening of our Discord group. So go and check that out. The link is in the description as well. And we have new merch available.
Yes,
Finally. Everybody was asking for it. Well, it's finally out there. Hashtag Blue Range Group merch. The link is in the description and will be in the chat. I'm also going to be posting two discount codes that are going to be posted only this week during the live stream. So they're not going to be available in description. Look out, pay attention for the discount codes so you can apply them to your purchases. And happy shopping. The link, by the way, is also up there in that little icon. I don't know how to call that thing. Like a little card, like so weird.
Sure, it works.
It's out there, yes. And if you do purchase something, please snap a pic of that so we can all check it out.
Do you want to tell everybody why we have this icon coming up now and then?
Oh, yeah, I see. I didn't even notice that you added it.
Yep.
Yeah, as you have noticed, we have this little beautiful blue turquoise icon coming up. Canva certified creative, because yesterday we announced that we have become official Canva certified creative. Canva, the place where you can make your graphic designs, including for your YouTube channel, has reached out to us and invited to be their ambassadors, which we're really excited since we have been using it for almost 5 years, which is almost all of the lifetime of Canva. And what it means, guys, that you have a first-person access to everything new, all the new updates, all the suggestions. We are part of a private group with the graphic designer team that are working on Canva. So if you have any suggestions, please give us those. There's going to be discounts coming up, merch, different amazing things. Yes?
Oh, no, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. You're doing good.
You asked me
I'll
to
say hi to all
explain
you guys in a few minutes. It's okay.
Okay, so there you go. Andrew, floor is yours.
All right. Hi, Ben. That's all I want to say. Oh, and Lou Rock said he tweeted out he's going to see how many rock stars show up. I love that. Thank you so much, our guest of honor tonight. It's going to be awesome to see you. I am Mario Sonic. I love the coffee cup watching Pusa. Yes, yes, yes. Well, thank you so much. Oh, you amazing people. My God. It's unbelievable how many people are just pouring in here. Wow. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you guys all so much for coming. Thank you for hitting. We're at 50 likes already. You guys are phenomenal. Keep them coming. Keep on tweeting it out, guys. It's going to be a great night. As you can see, our guest is already in the house. We're going to bring him on in just a few moments. And yes, lots of great things are happening. We have some guests coming up in the near future. We can't say who it is, like we said, right?
No.
Can we say that we're discussing with manager?
Well, yeah, but the can't say of who.
No, but we can just say that.
Yes.
There's a couple of guests, actually, guys, that we have to discuss. We're discussing the times, not with them, but with managers. So, yeah.
Agents.
So, yeah, things are definitely going to get interesting.
Yeah.
I guess, because we mentioned him last night, I could show him quickly.
Yep.
Okay. This one's very interesting, guys. Let me just bring this up here for a second. Anybody who played a lot of video games, especially in the 90s, might know right away who I'm talking about. Have you guys ever heard of the game Earthworm Jim? If you have, we're actually going to have the creator on. He's an amazing cartoonist. He's had his own show on CBS, executive producer, and his name is Douglas Richard Tenapel. He has this incredible YouTube channel. He's just started after years kicking it up, and he gets 4,000 subscribers in a month.
Yes. Well, YouTube is not his main thing. It's just a way for him to communicate with comic book fans and other creatives. But he has been all across the board with Marvel, with comic making, with SpongeBob Christmas.
That's right. We didn't know that.
Yeah, with Jurassic Park video game. Lots of amazing creations. And he's about to release his book. So we're really excited.
Yeah, very cool. So there'll be lots to talk about there. One of the first videos when I went and see his live stream, because it was by a recommendation thanks to YouTube. And he was, one of his videos I went back and looked at, he was sitting with Patricia Heaton in his living room, the wife from Everybody Loves Raymond. So, yeah, it's definitely going to have a lot of stories. So
yes, that's right, Jelly Duck. They made TV series based on a video game.
That's right.
So he created the video game, which then was made into TV series. That's right. Very correct. So we are really excited for that. And there are a few other big names coming up in the upcoming weeks. We are so excited for that. So stick around, guys.
Lots going on, folks.
Cab 7 is in the house, one of our people's channels. The link is in the description. The inspirational live streams, if that's what you're looking for, definitely check that out. Harry Bishop says, thanks again so much for coming to my live. You're amazing. You are amazing.
Yeah, I had an awesome time there. Thanks for having me. I love, guys, we're always trying our best. Xenia and I break them up and like, okay, well, we got these live streams. I'm going to check out this one. I'm going to check out that one. As well as videos and that. We do try to see as many as possible. Once again, if somebody ever has something really special they want us to see, please DM us on Twitter. Let us know. It would be our pleasure to go and watch. Because we do try our best. I would be lying to each and everybody if I said we watch everybody's video, everyone that comes out. Not only can we have a live stream, we couldn't have kids and we'd have to invent hours in the day. But it is a pleasure to watch you guys. So please let us know if we ever miss it. Oh, Green Bay, another one from the People's Channels. How are you, my friend? Welcome. The Mr. Cheesehead, who had a big turnout last night.
Yes,
big turnout, over 2,100 for his live stream, guys.
Yeah, he jumped onto and did his Insomniac stream right after YouTube got back on its tracks and had a really good audience there. So really happy to see that.
Well deserved. 8 hours. These guys are marathon. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Hats off to them and everything else because I don't know. I couldn't pull it off. I don't know how they do it.
Julie's Miracle School just stopped by to say hi before work. Hello.
Yes.
Always good to see you.
Welcome. Hope you're doing well. It's always great to have you here. Roll call? or selfie, or what's your mind?
Yeah, let's do the roll call, and that will give them some time to do a selfie as well.
Sure.
Once again, don't forget, take a selfie of you, or even better, if you're watching our live stream, and post it on Twitter or on social media with hashtag Blue Orange Group.
JH Aquatics is in here. Hello, good evening. Packing my bags for the fish keeping convention. Fish nerds and YouTube booth, here we come. Meadow Exposition Center, New Jersey. Well, that's just awesome. You have an awesome channel, my friend. You have a big channel, too, and lots of great stuff to watch. That's going to be awesome. Looking forward to the updates from it, and then I'm sure we'll get some great video footage from you as well.
Julie, if you can message me on Twitter, I forgot completely about it. Thank you so much. Message me, and I'll give it to you. A gift from your wife, Ksenia. I know her tag words and keywords. Oh, well, no problem. Yeah, thank you so much. We're here to help each other, to grow each other, as we always say. So, we jumped on it, and since we weren't streaming anymore that night, and Green Bay Wacky was about to stream, so we researched some tags, titles for him, and it worked. So it doesn't work every time. It's not foolproof. I did hope it would work, and it did. But mainly Green Bay Wacky, it's your content that makes them stay.
Lots can come, but you got to keep them once they're there.
That's right. They might come because of the tags and keywords, but they stay because of you there. So congratulations on that. But that's, by the way, it's a great... Oh, thank you.
Oh, Mr. Wise.
Mr. Wise, you guys are amazing what you do. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for you being here. Makes it amazing. So thank you so much. And Douglas is in here with the cookies.
Yay.
Cookies. Wants cookies. Cookies.
I'm making apple spice cookies today.
I'll come eat with you after, Doug. I haven't seen you in ever. I'm going to have to go over and visit you after.
Yeah, it was yesterday. He joined us on our Instagram live stream, by the way. I just wanted to mention that the situation with Green Bay and his keywords ranking on 5 pages, guys, is exactly example of what we were talking about yesterday on Tuesday Tech Talk about using tags and keywords, because that's exactly what happened. So go and check out his latest video, and you're going to see all about that there.
Roll call?
Yeah.
Roll call it is. Alrighty then. Let me mess up some names and know that I always do it with love. I need to start taking Hooked on Phonics or something, I guess. I don't know.
Online classes on pronunciations.
That's right. That's right. That's the sad part. Xenia started learning English at 3, so it's not like it's brand new to her, but it's still like her second language.
Yeah.
And she's way better at this than I am. So, but it's funnier when I screw everything
I
up.
took online classes to get rid of a majority of my accent, by the way, so it works. It's still there, obviously, as you can hear, but it's not as bad as it was before. So.
I was adamant with that. I love her accent.
No, I don't want to lose it completely, but, Okay, so who do we have today?
We got Weebob. We got the Idahoan. We got the Blair's vlogs. Technetic Beats, who said it's so loud at work can barely hear us. So, hey there, Technetic Beats. Terra Cope, excuse me. Sonny Greenwich Jr., Simply Glam, Share Productions, 7 is Enough, Rock G, Raising 7 Munchkins, Patricia Sprinkles, Panic D Videos, Our Haunted Travels, Old Mucker, NSV Productions, Nomadic RV, Nomadic Bike, Mr. Wise, who is not modded for some glitch reason, I'm sure, Mario Sonic, Lou Rock, our man of the hour tonight, Looney Circus, Lady of the Lake Fork, Night Flight Productions, Cardoso Media, Julie's Miracle Love School, JH Aquatics, Jenny Morseth, Jelly Duck 100, JD Knight 7, Jamaica Girl 123, Insanity Baller, Idiot of the Day, Hubert Gunpowder, Haima, Harry Bishop, Green Bay Wacky, Phelam Cuisine, Felicia Crow 93, Douglas Fairchild, Dipper Dudes Magnet Fishing, Darren Hillhouse Vlogs, Crafty Haven, Craft Beer Pours, Kira May, Karen Somers, Cab 7, Bucket List Journey, Broken Wolf, Brian Unbox, Bree Walker, Branscombe Farm, Asian Family Blog, Angel Butler, Albert aka Turtle. My God, I made it! I made it.
Wow.
I got a gold star and maybe an extra pudding today for that one.
Pudding, nevertheless. Cookies, only cookies. That was great. Well, thank you guys for joining us. And if you're listening to us on your headphones, if you can say hi in the chat, please do so. If you can, that's okay too. Hope you enjoy your evening with us and have a good time.
We got 56 likes and 2 people that probably came in and loved us so much they don't want to say hello but just wanted to leave us something
Well,
special.
thank you for watching.
Yes, we hope you're well. Know we think about you. Know we always wish you the best. And we hope you have a pleasant and happy Wednesday night.
Linda Bucket List Journey,
Yay.
hello. Also, by the way, I wanted to remind people that are watching but are not creators that if you want to be able to chat with everybody in the chat, all you have to do is just create a channel. You don't have to upload any videos, don't have to do anything else. You just create the channel and then you are able to chat with everybody in the chat. So I thought I would remind that because there's more and more people that are watching that are not creators.
Yes, that is very true.
So you can do that. Crafty Heaven, hello. Cardoso Media, yes, stuck around with us yesterday, was following us everywhere on Twitter and Instagram and to Cab7's stream. And that was awesome. It was really much fun. Thank you so much, Cardoso Media. By the way, his wife is from Iceland.
Yeah, I know. That's really
so
cool.
So cool.
Like we were saying, that's the biggest population outside of Iceland is located in Manitoba, Canada, around Lake Winnipeg. I'm wondering if they met in that area.
Yeah, and if you wonder why are we interested in Iceland, we got married in Iceland. So it's just in short.
Nero Trigger says, Puša Studios, okay, I'm here. Now you can start the party. Well, that's what we were waiting for. And Fallen Angel is here. Welcome. Nice to see you. I am just setting up with our guest right now, hon, if you want to.
Guys, if you still haven't put the selfie up there, please do so. Andrew's gonna be checking out just in a couple minute times, and we're gonna see your all beautiful faces. If you are on Twitter, don't forget to say hi on each other's pictures, connect with each other. That is a great way to promote your creativity on YouTube as well, because as we say, 90% of Twitter users are also using YouTube, so it's a great audience and great place to network and connect.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, because I'm just setting this up.
And Conroso says we didn't meet in Gimli, but we go there every year for the Icelandic festival. Ooh,
Gimli,
nice.
That's the name, right? I couldn't think of it. That's awesome. I'd love to go.
That's awesome. Michael McReynolds is in, Lady of Lake Fork. I have a quick question. If you choose not to monetize your videos, does that hurt search rankings? Well, official answer is no.
Yes.
Unofficial answer, and I was talking about that yesterday, it matters how you ask it, okay? If the question is, does monetized videos get better, push from YouTube, then the answer will be no. But if you ask if more advertiser-friendly videos with more advertising in it is gonna get more push, yes. So there you go.
I think we're good. That's kind of in the waiting room, so that's perfect. Things are working out. Sorry, guys. Xenia just jumping in, keeping the helm going. Thank you so much.
I just wanted to take a look at the Blue Ranch selfies if we can before we get our guest in.
Most definitely. We've got a few more minutes to go here. Okay, I'm just making sure what I'm sharing right now. I got so many windows open up at this point.
You guys should come sometime. They hold the Icelandic festival every August in the long weekend. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely when you're into that.
Well, we drove through Manitoba a couple times when we were living in Saskatchewan. So.
Oh, we got some great pictures, guys, and it's not too late to upload them. Still, lots and lots and lots of time to see them. And guys, thank you so much. I see lots of people tweeting it out. Thank you. It is greatly appreciated. Let's just get. Is this? Yeah, this is one.
Yep.
Okay. There we go. Okay. I'm going to share it in just a second. And here we go. Our review channel. That's so awesome.
Blue Ranch group selfies. Yes, guys, we know you love them.
I love that. I got another adventure. Part 2 of my Disney vlog is just launched. Short. You and you. Okay, I love that. That's awesome, Gabe.
That's awesome, guys. Yes, it's a great way for you to push your channel up there. That's a way to go.
Take advantage of it, guys. This is the time. Like I say, you're going to do a selfie. You got merch, put it on. Something coming up, mark it in the title. It's always good to get out there as much as you can. Little Llama Laura, how are you? Hope you're having an awesome night. It's almost weird not seeing her picture in there, one of the birds.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know. I'm sure there's going to be a couple of
Yes,
them.
exactly. We're looking forward to them. Thank you so much. Thank you. You were really early on the draw. I love that. Oh, there she is. She didn't let us down.
Love that, guys. Yeah, she took it even before when we were talking on Instagram
Oh,
live
really?
stream. Yeah, so that's amazing.
She's always ahead of the game. I love it. Thank you so much. I'm so bad at that. And Xavier goes and does it.
Yeah,
after.
I always do afterwards. Yeah.
I'm horrible.
Sometimes I leave comments. Panic D, amazing Panic D.
You guys are so awesome. Do you want to talk a little bit about what they're doing, Hun, quickly?
Yes, what they are doing is they're doing a Clue Tube, which is a Halloween dedicated mystery videos, and in collaboration with a lot of amazing YouTubers. And what you can do is go and solve the mystery puzzle. Formal Fanatic. My merch is dirty old shirt. I love that.
He's so awesome.
That would also sell probably.
He's love you to pieces, Paranormal. You're always awesome. Thank you.
So ClueTube 2018 is a lot of mystery investigational videos that give you little clues about the answers to some very interesting questions. And if you get all of the answers, you can be in a draw for real gold. That's right, guys. If you win this mystery, you get real gold. Yes, that's amazing. I would want to do it, but we are part of the teams.
Yeah, so.
We are part of YouTubers. So go and check out. The link is in the chat. Go check it out after live stream. It's really exciting, really interested, especially if you're interested in Halloween and everything paranormal.
That is so cool. Aww. That's beautiful, Branscombe Farm.
Always love seeing the new and growing up and coming YouTuber generation.
Peace to you. Right back at you. You guys are awesome. That's a beautiful photo. Really beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Oh, Jelly Talk.
Nice.
All the way from Kuwait. How are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Always love having you in here. That's awesome. Whose smile did you borrow? You matched it in quite well, I gotta say.
Yeah.
I like that. That's really cool.
Pauline Newman is in the chat as well. One of the people's channels too. I just wanted to say quick hi. And Lincoln Central Coins is in as well.
Hey, Lincoln, what's going on? Nice to see you here. Always love having you. Love the coin community. Guys, yeah, there is that list of people's channels here located in the description of all of our videos, places that are a great place. This guy loves when I say that. Their main purpose is not subscribe channels, but it's a great byproduct of it. You get great entertainment, and you get to meet lots of great people along the way. And with that said, we have Green Bay with... I'd love to do a hat count in his house. It's like everybody forgot a hat when they left there, or a Halloween party left, and he just stores them all away. He must have like 2,000. Thank you so much, my friend. Absolutely love it. You are awesome. Peace to you as well. You're right in action there. I love it.
That was a face mat, Jelly Duck said.
Oh.
What is face mat? And that's interesting. I will have to Google that.
Another shot from Weekend Warrior Outdoors.
It's beautiful, beautiful.
What an amazing round of photo shoots you guys had that day. Wow. Look at that sun. Talk about the golden hour. Man, it's like you guys caught it in a bottle that day. Gorgeous
location, yeah.
Really, really nice. Love it. Thank you so much. Francine's Urban Spirit Vlog.
Nice.
I love it. I always love seeing that wolf in the back. I always look forward to that. And you, and having you in the chat. Thank you so much. Really great shot. Thank you guys so much, and keep them coming. We'll check back in a while. My God, they're coming in like fire. Look at that. Darren Hillhouse Vlog. Wow. Nice to have you here. I hope you're enjoying your time. Thank you so much for the selfie. Great to have you here with us.
Awesome, guys.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Really
iSpike, by the way, is just 17 away from 1,000. That's amazing.
Let us know when you're getting close. Like you're already close. You know what I mean? If something happens, please keep us advised. And there he is, guys. Polynesian vlogger,
Polyvlogger. Yes, we love you so much, and we love your selfies. Thank you so much.
It's almost like the odd time he's not in there. It's like almost heartbreaking. We're waiting for him to show up.
Yeah,
it's become like a staple. I knew she'd put up one. Wow, mid-flight from Little Llama Laura. Wow, That's quite a shot.
Yes.
That's
She has around 20 of different birds.
yeah.
Yeah.
Her house is a sanctuary.
Yes, it is. But it's a bird sanctuary, that's for sure.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. Well, I think it's about that time. What do you say, hon, to bring out our guests?
Yes, of course. Lou Rock
Lou
is
Rock is in the
patiently
house,
waiting for us.
Guys, we're about to start. So here it is. We got 69 likes. We got 85 in the chat. Keep them coming, guys. Hit that like button. Tweet this out. This is going to be a great night. We're going to have an awesome chat. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet and you like what we're doing, please subscribe. We got lots more stuff coming. We have channel shoutouts. We have Tech Talk Tuesday like we had last night until YouTube crashed. I guess we were so
and
far
then we
into it.
had live stream Tech Talk Tuesdays on Twitter and Instagram. A great example of how you should.
We're getting
network.
rock stars coming in here now. Melanie Gothic, Barbie Mom, how are you? I'm a rocker. I love it. Great to have you here. Let's get you a wrench. Nice to have you here. It's going to be a great night, guys. We're going to bring up the chat in just a moment and have a really great time with our buddy Lou Rock. This is going to be awesome. So lots to come, guys. So thank you so much for coming in. If you have a friend or two, you can DM. You think they'll really enjoy the conversation. We'd love to have them. We'll welcome them with open arms. You want to take it off, hon? And I'm going to just get everything ready here.
Yeah, and I hope you enjoy your evening. If you have any questions for our guest, you're more than welcome to put them in the chat. Please put at Puša Studios or hashtag Puša Studios if you're using phone, so it lights up, highlights for us in the chat, and I notice it, and I'll take a note of it, and we'll ask the questions during or at the end of the our chat here, and let's just sit back and enjoy our Wednesday and amazing talk.
That's right.
Today. Take it away, Andrew.
There we go. Let's pin them up here. There we go, guys. We're still getting used to this, but we're going to figure it out. So there's our buddy. How are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Hello.
What's going on?
Not too much, and yourself. We're going to get you through the headphones here so I can hear you better. There we go. Sorry about that. There. So what's going on, my friend? Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's always fun.
It's
Yeah.
getting cold out there, man.
You're not joking. Same here. We're freezing tonight.
They can't hear him.
Yeah, I just got the volume up so they should hear him now.
Okay, guys, can you hear us now? Just testing for
Can
now.
you hear me? It's your boy Lou Rock. What's good?
Oh, I love it. I love it. This is the
Yeah, it's good all now.
We're
So
good?
there you go.
All right. Here, on you start off. I'm just going to close these windows, get this fixed up.
Yeah, well, we had some problems with the car shopping too. It took like 3 months for us to get the car. So good luck on your searches too on that one.
Yeah, well, it's always smart to look around and not just buy the first thing. You know?
Yes, very true.
100%. Everybody's got the perfect car for you. If you listen to them, you buy it in a day and have misery for the next 5 years. What are you looking at? What's kind of where are you going with it? Any certain?
I'd like a SUV of some sort, small Honda or Toyota, something like that.
Any years you're looking around? Are you looking brand new or are you looking secondhand?
No way. I'm looking for used. Something that I could afford. Something not too old, but I don't know, just fairly priced.
Wow, you sound like you're the exact same market we were in. We should have been shopping together.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a hard market to shop.
Yeah. Well, it's something you're buying and right away you know it's going to depreciate. Whatever you get, it's the opposite of an investment. So you got to try and catch it as far ahead of the game as possible within price range for sure.
Yeah. And, you know, it's a risk. You can buy private. Sometimes you get a better deal buying from a private owner, but then sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get.
And if you have trouble trying to go back on them, if anything happens, you know.
That's the good thing about Massachusetts is we have a lemon law.
Right. Yes.
Protects everybody for 30 days and it has to pass inspection and a bunch of stuff. So there's a little bit of protection on my side, which is pretty, but you still want to be careful.
Well, yeah, I mean, you still got to get the law is there and that's great, but then it's got to be able to be enforced. And there's a lot of fly-by-nights, people jumping state, you never know. So.
Oh yeah, a lot of them.
But,
a lot of dealerships around here will take you to the cleaners.
We bought our car. We bought a 2016 Nissan Murano. It was a
Nice.
crazy deal. Like, I couldn't pass it up. I bought it, test drove it, everything was fine. I'm a truck driver, originally farm boy, so I'm not naive around vehicles. I'm not a mechanic. The next day, I take Xenia downtown for a doctor's appointment where it's low speeds, 20, 40 kilometers an hour. Dunk, 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 dunk. And I'm like, oh, it's transmission. Yep, sure enough.
And you see a lot of those Nissan Muranos for sale. I see a lot of good deals on them.
Yeah.
But I pass on a car like that you see a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
If you see a lot of them for sale, it's because nobody wants to keep the damn thing.
Well, that's it. And that's what I found out. Those transmissions were notorious after a certain kilometer. But it was still had the powertrain warranty onto it. I had 15,000 kilometers left, so I actually got it fixed. It was a $6,000 job.
Yep.
And
That's
yeah. So
that's the thing about some of the Hondas. They have the SUVs. They have the same transmission as the Honda Accord.
Yes, that's right.
You know, it's not much transmission for the size of the vehicle.
Right.
If it was up to my mom, I'd be driving a Mercedes today. We almost got a Mercedes.
No way.
That's a mistake and a half.
For aftermarket, where you got to buy the parts yourself, big time.
Yeah.
Same
I had a
Beamer.
Mercedes once. We broke the headlight. I think it was close to $1,000
That's right.
for a headlight.
And they're getting cheaper, like all these mid-range cars from Mercedes. At one time, it was like an ambassador's car here in North America. Now they're competing, like you say, with the Accord and stuff like that.
I've seen a lot of BMW out there, a lot of Mercedes. But when I see that BMW or Mercedes name, it just scares me.
I don't blame you. I get the same goosebumps as you do for that. It is, because that's why people are letting them go for a lower price, because nobody wants to keep them after the warranty's up. Can't afford it.
You know what? That's what the guy on the lot, I went to a lot today. There was a nice SUV, Mercedes, really good condition. I'm like, so why is it here? Why? He's like, because of the Mercedes. Nobody wants a Mercedes. It's synonymous with money. Yep. But the thing about a Mercedes is the parts are more durable.
Yes.
That's why it's more expensive. So you might not have as many breakdowns as you would with a different car.
Definitely. A lot of, especially the repeat things, like stuff like that, you'll hold on to them maybe twice or three times longer minimum. So,
yep.
But it's still that upfront cost.
That's why I like Toyota, man. You can't get Toyota if you wanted to.
Yeah. Even after that recall, I mean, they had like one bad bit of press, but they were just back on fire again. Like, you just can't. Oh, you get to do it to me for once. That's a change. Usually I'm the one getting you. So she's usually the one that forgets she has a mic in front of her. I got to turn her. So
well, I'm always kissing my mic. I don't know how much closer I could be. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, like, literally like this. Like, I don't know.
There you go, folks. There's a show. God almighty.
Go on.
Lou's used to this by now, so he's not shocked by us.
Hey, you better treat her right, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
See what everybody telling you?
I'm laughing because I thought it was going to take at least 30 minutes before that was told to me. I try to do decently. I wouldn't say perfect, but I'll try decent. It was so nice when we got to talk the other night. We had such a good conversation. Man, I didn't realize the time. You have so many facets of your life. Are you a night person in general? Is that your schedule?
Yeah. I'm usually up all night playing with videos or thumbnails or something. If I'm not working on the computer, I shoot late at night. I don't usually shoot a lot of daytime videos. It's usually, 12 o'clock till 5 a.m. that we're out there.
But I mean, it makes sense for the type of videos you do, but do you also think you feel more creative at night versus the day?
I think it's more of, like you said, what I do, paranormal. I think there's more of not that more things happen at night, because I don't think that at all, but more of an effect. Mm-hmm. Because when it's nighttime, it's dark, I'm in one of these places, I'm scared out of my mind when I'm there. So if it's daytime, it doesn't have that scary effect like nighttime. There's no light, you're stuck in a building, there's one way in, there's one way out, or a tunnel or whatever it is. So yeah, definitely nighttime. But I've done some videos, like I got this one place, it's 5 stories underground. So it doesn't matter if it's daytime or nighttime. It's nighttime. So,
It gives the same effect 24 hours a day. It's a good old faithful. If the nighttime's not working out, at least you got it as a backup.
and then I've been in some buildings like the Children's Asylum in Belchertown. That's completely boarded up. So there's no light going into that building. I've been there at nighttime and in the daytime, and it's the same thing. There's no light. So
Especially a place like that with, I mean, let's face it, so much history, and not all of it a happy history.
Most of it is not, I guess.
Yeah, so like walking into it, I mean, no matter what you think of the whole thing, wherever you are into it, there's like kind of an eerie feeling right off the get-go, I would say.
Fireman CV said that Lou Rock lives 20 minutes from him, and he wants to go on a night adventure with you.
Oh.
yeah, let's go, man.
That would be awesome, huh?
Yeah.
I'm always like, man, fireman's so close. We gotta meet. We're this close to each other.
That's so cool.
That you've done a lot of collaborations. Do you enjoy doing it more as a collaboration than doing solo?
Yeah, actually I do. I enjoy going out with different people, different personalities. I've had some really good times doing some collaborations. But yeah, definitely I like to go with more people. Plus it's safer.
Yeah, definitely. That was going to be my next question for safety. And not, I mean, you get in some, whatever place where we seen you a couple weeks ago. I mean, the place was half fallen to pieces. I think it was the night you got the poison ivy, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Tom's Mountain.
Yes.
And that place, the thing about that place is Holyoke, Massachusetts is the most dangerous city in Massachusetts. Dangerous than Boston or any other city in Massachusetts. It's the most crime-ridden city. Now, when you go up on this mountain, you can see basically who's there because you have to park at the bottom of this hill. Wow. So there maybe be 3 or 4 cars. Now I'm there at 2, 3 in the morning and there's still 4 cars there. So that tells you that there's a bunch of people up on the mountain. And the thing is, you never know who you're going to bump into. You know what I mean?
I get you.
Especially in Holyoke, Mass. If anybody's from around here, firemen could tell you Holyoke is the best place to go skirmishing around at nighttime. Definitely not.
That's crazy. And
there was another cool place we went to out there. It was an old movie theaters that closed in 1978. And when we went in there, everything was untouched. The popcorn buckets were still there. The film was still in the projection room.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I think I picked up a film to the movie Grease.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. I picked it up and I'm like, I wonder who that is. And I had like 90 people in the comments saying, that's Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, I was born in 82, so.
I was going to say, yeah, no, understandably why that wouldn't stand out right away. That's an awesome find. Yeah,
it was. And I'll tell you what, nobody's going to ever do a video there ever again because they're renovating and they've already started renovations.
Oh, cool. So you were like the last one pretty much.
I was the first and last one because I've never seen anybody put up a video there.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, there was a few like newscasts from there and stuff, but I never seen a full explore there.
Really?
So, it was a one and done, man, and that place was amazing. I can't wait until they finish it, and then I could go in and check it out and see, you know, where it's come, like how much work they did to it. Beautiful building.
And how long was it up for? Was it like a building from a long time ago? Like
that building, it was named the Victory Theater because they built it right after the war with Japan.
Oh my God!
So they named it the Victory Theater in remembrance of the war. I believe it opened in like 41, if I'm not mistaken, but it was in the 40s.
That was so awesome. What a piece of history.
Yeah, they were doing vaudeville in there and all kinds of different stuff.
Like we know Panic D, and we've taught a lot of them. Do you also too like enjoy not just the paranormal, but the history part of all these buildings as well, the area?
Oh, definitely, definitely. In fact, that makes more of a decision for me on if I want to go to that place.
Really?
Does it have history? Does it have something, interesting about it? I mean, I would say pretty much every house is haunted. There's some kind of activity in every house up and down my street, and I would say your street and everybody else's street. It's just the factor of what kind of stuff went on there,
How much research or how long of a research does it go for you before you go into the location?
Oh, not much at all. I look at it. If it looks cool, let's do it.
I love that. Saves time.
That's right. Take the bull by the horns.
No, it's not much at all. It's, oh man, that looks cool. All right, let's check it out.
Well, yeah, we got right now, while you're telling, I have it on in another asylum alone. And even in the daytime, this place has got some pretty big vibes to it.
Oh, wow.
Like I was saying earlier, I don't think it makes a difference if you're there in the daytime or nighttime when it comes to results.
Oh
right.
My God.
I think you could pretty much get the same results day or night. And yeah.
Wow.
I don't think it's a difference.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
So what do you do when you get onto location? What is your plans, or what is your points that you do when you go to the locations like that?
Number one, don't get arrested. That's number one. Number two, don't get arrested. Pretty much don't get arrested.
Yeah, it's hard for you to do your craft. Like, I mean, a lot of people say, well, for my views, it costs me a bit more because I review stuff and that. But for you, it actually means the difference between maybe getting into jail or not. So,
yeah, well, most places, now I say most places, the most you're going to get is a no trespass order, which is don't come back for a year or you'll get into trouble, which is, if you can't comply with that, then I think that's pretty silly.
You're asking for your own trouble.
Yeah. If just don't come back for a year. The thing is if it's like a place that actually has no trespass signs posted in the right amount of areas, and here it's every 5 feet.
Right.
It costs a lot of money to put up that many no trespassing signs. So when they catch you on a property like that, they don't mess around. That's arrestable. Like, they will arrest you.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, they're sometimes doing it there was some kids here got killed in Montreal in a big silo. It was an old cement plant. And they were up 8 stories, and people are like, well, they should have did more. Well, what did you want them to do? They had it gated off, wooded off. They had signs across it. It sucks that a kid died, but they did what they could. I mean, they had a security guard on. He can't watch a whole 5. That place is what, like 200,000 square feet, probably.
That's the thing is I try not to glamorize it too much, because just recently, I had a friend up here from Tennessee. I almost fell from, it was at least 2 stories. The wood gave out from underneath me.
Wow.
And that was my fault. I shouldn't have been there. You know what I mean? Like you said, there's a gate, there's a this, there's a that. You shouldn't be in these places. They're dangerous. So nowadays, I try to stay away from things that are super, super dangerous. I really like to get permission.
Right.
From a owner of the building or the place or whatever, and that's ideal.
How do you find it for getting permission? Are a lot open to it once you tell them what you're doing and that?
Yeah, pretty much you just call the owners, and either they like it or they don't. I've gotten actually caught on private property, and the police told me, listen, the owner of this building is really, really, he's a really nice guy. If you ask him, he'd probably let you come in here with permission. And
wow.
So, I called him. I said, hey, I was the guy in your building last night with flashlights. And he's like, I really appreciate it if you would have just asked me for permission.
Right.
And then after that, he gave me permission, and now I could go there as much as I want to. All I had to do is call him, hey, I'm coming over tonight. But you'd be surprised how easy it is to get, legit permission to get into a lot of these places.
And the funny part is, once you realize that, it's a lot easier than having to do all the things it does to get in illegally. It actually saves you 10 steps and some.
Well, there's a lot of rules too. I won't go into a building if it's not wide open. It has to be wide open. There has to be a gaping wide open entrance. Another thing is no removing anything. If there's a piece of plywood or this or that, that's breaking and entering at that point. It's just usually, it's common sense. It's really common sense.
And that worries me about YouTube in general, because that's something that like, for instance, a lot of hurricanes and tornadoes lately. And as I'm getting to know these people and more connected and care a lot more about them, I get a lump in my throat every time. Please don't let anybody go out in the middle of one of these or stay behind to try and get some great YouTube footage. You know what I mean? And it is, because some people get caught into it and, this will be the one that gets me to the top.
I've actually, I won't say no names, but I was with a YouTuber once, and there was this place that he wanted to go. It was underground, and there was nothing but collapses. Like the ceiling was collapsing, and he's climbing down, and I'm like, dude, I'm not going with you down there. Like, I'm going. And I'm like, listen, is it really worth your life? And he's like, oh yeah, if I get the right video. I understand that feeling.
Yeah.
I just want to get that one awesome video, but it isn't worth your life. When you're in the hospital with 2 broken legs or worse, you'd be thinking, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yep. And the sad part is, even that will inspire 1,000 more kids to go and try the same thing, even with the injury, to try and wow them, then say, look, I made it. So like, kind of in their honor. There's a responsibility.
I would say the scariest thing that ever happened to me was bumping into somebody who was in one of these places.
Oh my God, I can imagine.
Yeah. And he was there. He was knocked out on some kind of drugs. There was needles all around him.
Oh my God.
You could tell he was squatting there for a while. He had ashtrays and juice, and this wasn't an abandoned home. And we were in this home for like a good half hour to 45 minutes before we bumped into him. So at any time he could have came sneaking up on us from behind. Got really lucky that night getting out safe. He actually got up, and I was worried that the guy was dying.
Oh my God.
We woke him up, and the guy, he came after us. But we got out of there unscathed, luckily.
Well, yeah, you're dealing with somebody whose natural instinct is fight or flight. I mean, their survival is based on it too. They don't know who you are. They tend to react a lot and think later. And yeah, it's a dangerous situation. How much help where you are at that moment if something goes wrong?
We just recently went into a hospital, and this hospital is from the 1800s, very old hospital, and the hospital still had electric in it. So we're going through one of the floors. We get down, I think it was to the 2nd floor, and we find a tent set up inside the building.
Oh my God.
Not too far from the tent, the guy had telephones that were wired into the telephone system that were working. You pick them up and use the telephone.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he had electric, he had telephone. I mean, he had a good deal.
Yeah.
And I never bumped into the guy though. That building was so big that we never found who owned the tent. I'm happy to not bump into him.
Yeah, that's a win.
Yeah, I've actually been in buildings where you can hear somebody there. Like I've heard people ripping out copper or just other people in the building, and I just try to avoid them. I want to shoot my video. I don't want to have anything happen where my video has to stop. You know what I mean? A lot of investment, a lot of time, a lot of everything to get all set up and get in wherever you're going to shoot a video. And I just try to, get it done before something bad happens. But.
Well, yeah, I mean, the whole point is you're not wanting the mess that comes with it. You want to deal with what you got at hand, and like I think everybody can appreciate that for you wanting it that way. But do you get interrupted sometimes? Like, have some of them kind of like really come after you? I'm not trying to sensationalize it.
No, I've never. The only time anybody ever came after us was that one guy. And the thing was, we woke him up with lights shining right in his face, and I made a giant mistake. I pronounced myself as a police officer.
Oh,
I don't know why. I think I was thinking maybe he won't attack me if he thinks I'm the police.
right.
But it was exactly the opposite. He woke up and he was like, "You ain't the police." I could just tell because he's like, "Yeah, we're police, man. You all right?" And he's like, "Yeah, you're the police." Like, "Yeah, right." Like, I don't believe you. But I'll never do that again.
No. Well, everybody learns as they go, so lesson learned, right?
Yeah, my Uncle Mark is always saying, "Listen, man, you be careful because you go into some of these buildings, you never know the homeless guy with a hatchet that wants to chop your head off because that's his area.
That's right.
My area, get out of my area." So you never know what's going to happen.
To them, it's like entering our own house. To them, that's their home. I mean, that's all. And they're used to having people attacking all the time. That's part of their life. So that's why they're in go mode 24 hours a day. So
Yeah.
So you've been traveling a lot and doing a lot of collabs, going further and further abroad through the States and everything. We've talked about hoping someday you can make it up to Canada. Always love to have you.
Oh, yeah.
There.
If they let me in, if they let my kind in up there.
I think we'll get you through. Well, anyway, we can. Hey, it's getting more and more crazy. Today has been nuts up here because it's the first day that weed is legalized across Canada. So like it was all over the news. It was
People were standing in lines for the first stores to open at 10 o'clock. They were starting to stand there at 3 o'clock at night.
I thought weed was always legal in Canada, but
well, medicinal, yes, it has been, but not like recreational. Now you can buy it the same as you would alcohol or anything
it's
else.
like
Really,
Colorado, but they're in a way. But they're not allowed to. It's weird. Didn't know this part till today. They're not allowed to really discuss it with you at the counter. All they can do is send you to like an iPad to tell you about it. They can only tell you the names and purchase it. They can't give you anything else. Is considered glorifying it, so they're not allowed to talk about it. There's no,
which is really a shame because then
Yeah.
it doesn't. People need to be
Now,
educated about
I
anything.
live
Really,
in a fully recreational state. Massachusetts, we're recreational. But didn't I thought Canada had hosted the Cannabis Cup.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'm interested. though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they have actually on multiple occasions, and I know they just made it legal, but tell the Canadians, of 10 years ago that it wasn't legal because
I know.
No, it was legal.
It was decriminalized. Like, I mean, anybody, when we were young, we were all smoking. And you'd wait for the bus and you'd be like lighting one up. Nobody really cared unless you were annoying somebody with it or you were dealing it. Other than that. But yeah. But it's weird to watch it going on today. It's interesting. It's like a gold rush happening. Everybody's losing their minds. Because I think we're the biggest country to ever legalize it from border to border.
It was about time, man, because
Uruguay was the first one.
Yeah.
if alcohol is legal and then you marijuana has to be illegal, that makes exactly no sense.
That's right.
Because how many people a year die from weed related accidents? I'm not saying there's not none, but it's a lot less than alcohol.
Yep, that's right. 100% right.
How many people do you know that get all puffed up on a joint and get really violent?
Yeah, exactly. They say they don't need Doritos.
Yeah, exactly. Not many. But a lot of people, can't handle their liquor. They drink a couple drinks and then they're ready to fight. And
that's right. And
I think
get behind the wheel, more aggressive in every way with their children, with their family. You don't hear a lot of domestic dispute calls by cops because marijuana was involved. I mean,
yeah, no.
It's calls because you can't get them off the couch.
Yeah. Well, we showed up, but nobody answered the door.
That's right. Yeah, they're easier to work with the cops too. So yeah. So yeah, no, it's getting interesting, but it will pass like everything else. But even like they were saying the other day, if sugar was invented today, it'd be a restricted item going by the health food guidelines. I mean, that's the same as alcohol and all that. It all passed long before. But
Yep.
if you were bringing it in today, yeah, it'd be looked at a different light.
A lot of countries that don't have sugar, you notice they have nice teeth.
That's right. It's a horrible thing. Sugar's an awful, disgusting product. It really is.
It creates cancer.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, in Canada, a lot of stuff was based on it years ago. Was simply just because it's such a cold climate. It was to help, like it was like that's why molasses was so common here. It was used a lot for warming. It was a body warmer, for lack of a better term. Our foods are heavier. Like we have poutine here in Montreal, and that's French fries with salted cheese curds with gravy on top. And that's kind of, once again, on that same philosophy, cold winter, comfort food, thicker food, heavier. But yeah, in abundance, it's horrible. I mean, it's one of the biggest epidemics in the world is sugar.
Yep. Definitely.
Are you a health, would you consider yourself a health, not a health nut, but are you health conscious? Are you into that kind of stuff? Watching what you
Yeah, I have been lately. About 2 years ago, I gave up red meat.
Really?
Yeah, I was actually noticing, and it's not that I don't like meat. What I was noticing is when I would buy meat from certain stores, like a Walmart grocery store or a store that wasn't organic or whatever, the meat was actually getting me sick. I'd eat the meat and like I would feel literally sick after eating it.
Right.
After doing some research and seeing what they actually do to these meat to make them look fresh, it's not good, man.
Yeah. It's a process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some. We watched a couple of the documentaries about that too, about how it gets colored and all that. It's
You ever
quite
see what they
crazy.
do to the chickens?
Yeah.
They take the chickens and they're this big, and then what they do is they insert them onto this tube that pushes water into the meat, and then it fills up the chicken to be like this big. It'll be like a 20-pound chicken when they're done, and it was just a little tiny hen before. And that's the kind of stuff that's getting us sick. All these additives and all these preservatives,
antibiotics. We almost have no. The body has all colds pretty much have such a resistance to it now because everything we eat is chock full of it.
Yep.
We
I don't.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I won't take an aspirin. I don't take any cold medicines, any over-the-counter medicines. I don't know if has anything to do with being health conscious. It's more of part of my OCD. I don't even trust toothpaste.
Really?
I just think they put way too much chemicals and bad things into these things that we put into our body.
Wow. No, I mean, I have OCD to a certain point. I drive Xenia crazy. I never, but yeah, with toothpaste. So it's right into your foods. You worry about it, like the compounds, whatever's manufactured, and it does.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Because you have panic attack. I mean, we've talked about and stuff, and I
Yeah.
didn't know about the OCD side. They tend to go together a lot.
Yeah, I have serious panic issues. Actually, deodorant, a big cause of breast cancer is women. They shave their arms, right, when they take a shower. And now it's nice and hot. You just took a nice hot shower. Your pores are open. Now you shaved. Now you got these little tiny cuts inside of you. And, ooh, who's bringing me a coffee?
Oh, that's our gracious son who takes care of us. There you go. That's right. Cheers to you.
But, yeah, with those little cuts that you get from the razor, a lot of them put deodorant on right after they get out of the shower from shaving. Now, the heavy metals from that deodorant, if you ever look in the ingredients, there's some crazy ingredients in deodorant. Seeps from their armpit into their breast, and that's why it creates a lot of breast cancer. People,
direct access. It really is.
Right there. So your armpit's here, your breast is here. It travels into your breast and
right to the lymph nodes. That's why usually it's there. And it's if try to find 5 products in your house that you use on your body or ingest that you can properly pronounce every name of the ingredients in it. I dare you. It's a hard thing to find. It's yeah, like I grew up in a rural area. We used to have our own. We didn't have our own farm. We lived beside him. My father used to do exchange. You know, we'd have the two pigs, the half a cow, whatever. We'd help on the farm, and that food never made you feel the way it does when you're ordering it from like when you're getting all your food from a grocery store over time. The meat is so different, and it's not just a love affair with it being natural. It's the honest goodness way you feel after eating it. It's completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I was noticing was when I would eat these foods, I was getting sick, like actually sick, and I couldn't believe it. And then it got to a point where when I first gave up red meat and I would cheat every once in a while, I would notice if I ate in a higher quality place, it wouldn't happen so much. So sometimes I would cheat, but then when you get the lower quality food, then I'd end up sick again, head on the table, not feeling good, low energy. And I just noticed that. And another thing is a lot of foods don't taste the same as they used to.
That's very true.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of even fruits don't even taste the same.
It's so true. How can you eat a peach and it doesn't taste like a peach anymore?
Well, it doesn't even smell like anything. That like you go into the fruit in the store and everything smells the same. You know, it's crazy.
Or a peach instead of a peach is like an apple now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, they're just all kind of flat. There's no real aroma to it. Once again, when we go home and like apples on my mom's tree and that, like, you know, you can smell them from 50 feet away on there.
Well, yeah, or tomatoes from your father's garden. It's like completely different thing, you know. Yeah. It's overwhelming sometimes how different it is, you know.
Like we go back to Latvia every couple of years where Xenia grew up. And even the cheap ice cream there is still made with real cream. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like I eat it by the bucket when I'm there because I'm like storing up for. Then I come home and the first one I get, it's like, this is disgusting. There's nothing to it. It doesn't taste like anything. It's all in my head, you know.
Yeah, that's why I like cooking most of the time at home. Like there's very little processed food really, because then you know what goes in it, you know.
Yep. Like we bought.
With her accent, it kind of sounded like she said, "I kind of like cocaine."
Well, that too. You heard it here first, folks.
What?
Like,
no,
like,
never had tried it. Not looking to do it. So
I'm gonna start rumors. She's just hopped up on it right now, folks. But don't
no.
We'll steal that little clip.
That's right.
Cocaine.
No. God.
We could have some real fun with this one. Jeez.
That's funny.
No,
they don't have cocaine in Latvia.
Well, they do, but I know. And just because they have it doesn't mean you just have to get into it.
That's true.
Oh my God. No, we don't eat much processed food here, and we order we go to a lot of the vegetable places that are like they're kind of like not seconds. They're just the green pepper is a little tiny red and it's a third of the price. We buy a lot of that stuff and all the fruit. I mean, Xenia uses it, makes jam for the kids for the week, desserts out of it. It saves a ton on a grocery bill, and we're actually eating a lot better than we used to.
Yeah,
by redefining it that way. You know,
that's another thing is I have 2 children, and I want them to grow up healthy, man. I don't want them to grow up having all these issues. I have a friend right now who's 33 years old, and he's dying of colon cancer.
Oh, so sorry to hear that.
That's very young to have cancer. And he's not doing well. And a lot of it is from the foods. It's the foods. They're not good for us. And that's why it's a lot better to go natural and organic. But sometimes organic isn't even organic.
Yeah. I worked in Saskatchewan hauling crude oil, and I was right in the farmlands. I watched the famous, there's one field that's organic, the next one's not, and they got a sign organic. And the crop duster's flying across the non-organic. Like, what is there, an invisible wall I wasn't aware of all of a sudden? And they'll sell it that way because it wasn't directly put on. It counts as organic. I mean, you know, what a scam.
I worked for a water company that sold premium water.
Right, yeah.
The difference between the premium water and the regular water was when we ran out of the premium, the boss would tell us to go get some of the silver caps and put them on on the regular water.
Oh my God.
The same water, but with a different color cap on it. And that's what made it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's awful. That's crazy how much stuff is going on that we're not even aware of, you know.
All the time. All the time. I mean, business is such a scam in general, especially the bigger the business, the more scam that goes on. I used to work for a music company, and I watched that's back in the mid 2000s when blogs were really big in the forums. And I watched people fight over, well, my Fender's better than your Washburn. My Washburn's better than your Gibson. Well, unless you were spending $4,000 for an American made, guess what? There's 3 factories in China. And it just depended on the week that was going, which one of your guitars was just milled out there. And that's with any product. But they were hellbound. They thought it was some special process, you know, and it's like, no, it ain't. I couldn't say anything, but I knew full blown that was not the case. And that's anything you can think of. you know? So, how do you like, Dad? I don't want to get too much in your kids' idea. I don't ask anything like that. What's it been like as a dad for you? You enjoying the journey?
Well, I'm missing, you know, the money that I used to have before.
Yes. Welcome to dadhood.
I always say that my Lamborghini is parked in my kid's toy box.
Yeah, that's a great way of describing it. Yeah.
Yeah. If it wasn't for that, but you know what? I enjoy it. I enjoy everything for them.
Yeah.
And I grew up without a father. My stepfather, he passed away when I was pretty young, and I never had a real father in my life. And so for me, growing up as a kid, I always thought to myself, when I have kids, I want to be the best father that I can be. I don't want to let my children have the life that I had. Not saying I had a bad life either.
No.
'Cause she was a single mom. She did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
But not having a father made me angry as a child.
Right.
I was mad at that. I was like, you know, why does Billy get to go dirt biking with his dad on the weekend and I don't have that? You know, I get to go to the nail salon with my mom.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I definitely have been motivated to be the best father that I can be. And actually, it was the other night I was watching somebody talking about being a father and how they went through a lot of loss, you know, business went up, belly up, and how you can get to the point of wanting to commit suicide.
Yep.
And what it is, I think, for men, especially men that really truly want to be good fathers or family members, you don't have the courage to to let your family down.
That's right.
Just letting them down is the biggest crush. It crushes your whole life. And it's like to have to go back to your family with your head down and saying, you know, I messed up. That's the hardest thing sometimes.
It's such a big pill to swallow.
It is. It's hard.
Because women in general have so much purpose in life. Well, I can't give up because my mother needs me. My aunt needs me. The kids needs. They have all these things that they know and they're completely right in thinking that way. Men were so focused on just being perfect, and it's all based a lot of times on employment, which is a huge thing. A lot of guys lose their job, they lose their identity. I've been in that case. I know what it felt like. I would be the first guy to tell another guy not to feel that way. But when it was me, that's exactly how I felt. Like I lost all usefulness. I'm no good to them. I have no purpose. They'd be better off without me. You're like an anchor. All these things are running through your head all the time. And it is. It's maybe the rules are changing with younger guys now. I'm not sure, you know, the early 21s, but I know for my generation, it was huge.
Well, we see some in the chat here, too, if I may say, like Gil Skills was saying that they're in the same boat. You know, there's lots of people that are saying, I get you, Larock, what you're saying. I know what it feels, brother. Sparta Gaming is saying. It really is reflecting in the chat what you're talking about. You know,
Yep.
it affects so many. Yeah.
I think I think that my generation, I think that we've gotten so many good fathers out of my generation from them not having fathers of their own. I think we were a generation that didn't have fathers, and it made a bunch of good fathers is what it did.
You are so right. I never thought of it that way before, because I'm 44, so I'm kind of like past your, in between your generation and that generation before, the transition one. And that is so true. I see you guys, and younger especially, taking on so many more roles naturally. Like, I was brought up in a world when pretty much the male didn't do a lot of that. I wasn't born in the 20s, but not as much as a guy 20 years old is being told he can do today. Even I'm talking about employment. You didn't talk about that when you lost your job when I was younger. Grow up, be a man, get a job. What's wrong? You don't want to work? What's wrong with you? You know? And that's fading.
I work for $2 an hour.
Yes, yes, exactly. Oh my God. I lugged tons of cement on my back, 20 ton a day. And so yeah, I never thought that's that's so insightful. Never thought of that way.
I never thought about it that way either, but it's so true.
That's right. Because I believe in those scenarios, and anything in life, it either makes you 10 times better or 10 times worse. There's the ones that are going to be resentful and angry for the rest of their life, and their kids pay for it dearly, or they don't have them at all and hate kids. Or they become superstar dads that put their kid first and foremost. They live for their kids to see that happen. And it's nice to hear that you went that route. It's great for your kid as well. I mean, it's great for both of you.
It is to a point. You don't want to spoil your kids.
No.
And I've done that. I've spoiled them. They're definitely spoiled.
Well,
but it's hard not to.
Yeah, because like you said, you grew up with it. I know what you're doing. You're like kind of compensating a bit for your own childhood and seeing into his, and it's all with the best intent. At least that's there. Where some of them do it for the wrong reasons. At least you're doing it from the heart. So,
Another thing is my mom spoiled me. I never went with anything, and she did it all by herself. That's very commendable, especially growing up in the 80s and 90s and stuff.
Well, it was right in the material era where everybody was supposed to have everything. So I'm sure it was hard on her too. All the friends around, what they're like. They're supportive to a certain extent, but it was a material driven era. So that's a hard time to do it alone.
She's got 5 separate degrees.
5?
Wow.
5. She's been to college 5 times.
Wow. That's amazing.
She was a nurse. She was a master beautician hairdresser. She was also in the Air Force.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, she was in the Air Force.
That's awesome.
She just recently went to school. It was like a few years ago when my kids were just born. I forgot what she took then. But yeah, she's been to school 5 different times.
Very talented and ambitious lady, I must say.
Well, she's the kind of person who did what she had to do.
Right. That's amazing.
Working out, she'd go and train for the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and
very admirable.
Wow.
Definitely my rock. When it comes to the name Rock, she deserves the name Mama Rock. Definitely.
I love it.
Wow.
And I love the bond that you guys have. It is really amazing to see and how it even portrays into YouTube and everything. I think.
Oh, trust me, when the cameras are turned off, the F-bombs start flying.
Well, that's okay. That's part of real life, my friend.
All you do is sit on fucking YouTube.
All good.
Maybe if you got off the computer and did something.
But that's what moms are supposed to do. She's just wearing the title well.
You know what though? When the channel started to grow and things started to happen, then she was really surprised. Like,
yeah.
All right, so all that, because I'll tell you what, my channel is not the biggest channel ever, but I put in a lot of work to get where I am.
Oh yeah, you've earned it, my friend. Big time.
Yep.
Big time. You really put in the you can see it in the way you do it, the way you connect with your community. I feel that when we got to talk, I hope you felt the same way too. I feel we have kind of that same passion for doing stuff that way. It's not just throw it up and walk away. It's a complete involvement, spiritual wise, emotionally wise with what we do here. And
my uncle was kicked out of school at 16 years old. And I got a phone call the next day, say at 5, I think it was 5 or 6 in the morning. And I got up, I picked up the phone. It was my uncle. He says, you're not in school no more? No. Well, you're going to work. I'll be there in 15 minutes. 15 minutes, he showed up. I had my boots on. I was ready. Years later, he told me, he said, you know, I was really impressed that I called you, and within 15 minutes, I showed up and you were ready to go. And he taught me a trade, which was carpentry. He gave me a work ethic, and I think that work ethic flows over into YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something, do the best that I can do.
That's right.
Don't ever do something half-assed.
Right.
And but it does get hard when you have OCD, because you can be too hard on yourself. I've gotten to the point where I've scrapped videos for 2 weeks and got so much time and investment into this video, and it's like, you know what? I don't like it. Delete.
Yep.
That's crushing.
It is. It is. It's soul crushing.
Yep.
I'm the exact, Xenia was pointing at me. I'm the exact same way. I've spent 30, 40 hours editing something, get so angry. I've literally could smash the computer to pieces. I'm not a violent person, but the frustration, the anger of not getting it. And she's like, nobody's going to notice it. I'm like, that glitch, that it's in there. That's all I see when I look at it. Everything else could be perfect, but all I see is that shining glitch that gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's not like I don't understand. I do edit photography and sometimes get to really way too long edits. So I do get it how it is when you can't let go and kind of still want to do something on it. But it is like, it is sometimes I'm just going to like, you know, you just got to let it go. And I know it's hard, you know, it is because you want to make it as perfect as possible.
I love it. It's a part of me. It's like
yeah.
raising a child. Like, you know, it's the same thing. It is a child kind of. I don't want to get all dramatic. I want everybody to see what I want, what I was thinking, feeling, or whatever at that time. I don't want any miscommunication. And yeah. So I'm glad to hear somebody else like that is. I mean, I don't want that for you, but it's nice to see somebody understands that like that. It is frustrating.
It's rough. I've had a lot of bigger YouTubers tell me, you know, you need to stop that. You need to just put it out and keep putting stuff out.
Yeah.
I'm not built like that. Really am not. I have to make sure that there's a certain amount of, I have to enjoy it. If I don't enjoy it, I don't think anybody else is going to enjoy it. Definitely.
100%. Because they come to watch you. So you pretty much have a good idea what they want to see and what they don't. Some lie to themselves, but in the end, if you know your audience, they're there to see you. So they want to see if you like it, chances are they're going to as well. I agree with that.
That's hard in a YouTube kind of environment, because YouTube is uploading either every day or a few times a week, and when it takes you 2 weeks to produce a video, unless you get a cache of videos built up, it's kind of hard to consistently upload, especially quality.
Yeah, that's very true.
And I'm all about the quality, man. I'll throw a video away before I put up a crappy video.
Well, it's your name going out, you know. And I always feel people are going to remember you by your worst work, whether they say it or not. That will stick out to them, and I feel the same way. I don't want to be remembered like that. So, like even the live streams, we were supposed to start the interviews in September. Yeah. But we had so much going on in real life and that, and we just we can't do it. I don't want to do it half-assed and just throw everything out and be done, because they do take a lot more time. You got to schedule people, meet with them, research new layouts. We had to take a new software. And I'm like, if I do it now, it's going to be a disaster. I can see it coming a mile away. So people are saying, oh, I thought you were doing it last week. It's like, I know, guys, please bear with me. We don't have the time right now. I couldn't give it the attention that it deserves. So.
Well, yeah, when you're tired and exhausted and almost burning out from what's happening beyond YouTube, then you can't really, it's hard to put any quality in it. So that's why we postponed it, because we would be just burnt out even before we would have started it.
Like we weren't burnt out during the shoutouts stuff. We had fun, but we had energy then saved for it because it's not as much work. Exactly. You can kind of jump in it right away. Yeah. But definitely doing the interviews takes 2 to 3 times much work. So.
And it was edited. I don't know how you guys do that. I have a hard time keeping up with Instagram posting pictures, I'm supposed to do it every day and I don't, because I can't produce it. And I don't know how you guys do it with videos so often. Even if it's once a week, it still seems so much like work, you know, in it to be able to do it so often.
I mean, I grew up in a music studio, and I would say I got a certain amount of experience from working in that studio. Even with video, like the editing is almost the same.
100%.
I would say music is harder.
Yep.
Because you have a lot more factors. You know, you got timing, just there's so many different factors.
Well, so many effects on top of each instrument. I mean, when to use them, breaking them up on that, 100%.
Yes. And there was a long time in my YouTube channel that I would say beginning my YouTube channel till about last year, that I wouldn't put up a video with music from anybody except for myself. So now I'm making the music for my videos as well.
Right.
Which that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time. When people they ask, you know, where have I been? And I've been working on a computer for 2 weeks, and they're like, well, where's the video at? And it's like, I've been preparing for this video for a month.
Yes.
So, and but then it gets easier. Sometimes you get, you know, when you're doing music, you backlog a lot of music, then you could reuse it or you want. So that gets easier.
I have a video she brought back the 80s, and I had the song for 6 months. I loved the song, and I had nothing to work with it. It was just waiting for that right inspiration, and it was actually a lot of B-roll and a photo shoot I did with my niece. I'm like, here we go. But I won't do it. You know, you got to have that call, that light that says, this is what we're going to do. And I'm sure the same, you already have your sets planned out, but I mean, how you want to present it to everybody, the mood you want to set going into it, the tempo. And you can feel with yours. You do have that storybook feel. There is a beginning, a middle, and an end. It really does have a closure by the end. Not everybody does that.
It really sucks when you don't have an ending for a video, or you lost the beginning to it, and it's like, what do I do now? Like, I'm stuck. I'm screwed. But
have you ever got back to the location if it's close enough, or like had to reshoot parts of the video that weren't?
I have done that for an intro.
Okay.
An intro. The intro came out like crap, and I was like, well, you know what? I can go back and reshoot the intro. And so I went back, reshot the intro, wore the same clothes. But like when it comes to shooting a video, I've had a couple times where something totally crazy happens, but my camera's not on.
Yeah.
Sometimes I use a FLIR camera, so sometimes I'm switching to the FLIR, or I'm switching to this piece of equipment. Then something happens, I miss it, and it's like, you can't go back. It's done. It's over. It happened, and it only happens once, and that's frustrating as well.
That's something I think most YouTubers here, that's the one thing they can all pretty much relate with. I think it's safe to say, and it is so frustrating.
Or I think another one that YouTubers can relate with is just losing a video.
Yes.
You ever had that happen?
Oh, yeah.
And you're just uploading or something, and then glitch, boom, your whole video gone. Everything's gone. You're never getting it back. I've gotten to a point where I've said so many times, man, I feel like quitting. I feel like giving up. And now I've make it a rule to never say that, to never even think that there is no option of giving up. That doesn't exist.
That's right.
Because what did I do all this work for? To give up? It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
I hope everybody's listening to that in the chat right now, what he just said, because
because I just wanted to add, this is I have seen so many people like messaging us or even on Twitter, you know, like, that's it, I'm done with it, I can't do it anymore. And so many of us, and I don't know, and I sometimes wonder if it's a burnout or what is it that leads to that, and how hard it is to step over it, as you said, and kind of like not even see it as an option.
Yeah.
It's actually very easy to get caught up into wanting to quit.
Yes.
Is you see how much work you've done, how hard it's going to be to get to the next level and how many people actually end up getting there.
Yeah.
So you get to a point where you're like, well, I can't do this. It can't be done.
Mm-hmm.
But something that a really smart person said, and now this person has a really big channel. Shout out to Omar Gosh. He said this in a video. He said, right at that point, if you work really hard at something, at that point when you want to give up, that's the point when things start going right. So don't give up, because
Very
that's
smart.
the point where the things are going to start to turn around.
Mm-hmm.
If you at anything hard enough, you will get a good result. No matter what you do, if you work every day hard for a year, I don't care what you're doing, carpentry, electric, YouTube, if you work every day hard as you can and put your best in, you will get to a point where you're going to be successful.
I love
so
that.
Smart, yeah. It's the hardest point is to get
Stacey.
over that hump of the mountain. You know,
Yep.
the climb is long, but those couple meters, the end is the hardest ones.
Because
So
that
right.
moments of desperation can also bring a lot of clarity. Because once you hit, you can only go up, and that's when he's right. You know, and I never heard it put that way. It makes so much sense. I hope everybody's heard that in here and keeps that with them. What a mantra to tell yourself in front of the computer when you can't take any more of it. I love
what
that.
I try to do is I try to take advice from people that I see that are doing it right, whether their channel is big, small.
Yeah.
I've seen some channels that got 500 subscribers that should have 5 million.
Yes.
What they put into their videos is amazing. And it's like, wow, how does this guy have 500 subscribers?
Yeah.
One got 20 million.
Yeah.
This guy deserves the 20 million.
That's right.
It's all about, just sticking in there.
It's luck and timing. I mean, that was always the same as musicians. How many times have we walked into a bar, heard somebody play, and say, why is this guy not making? Why doesn't everybody in the world know his house? He wasn't there the day that they were doing the auditions. He was sick. He had a bad day when he showed up for the. There's so many things that can keep somebody from it. It's not a fair world, same as YouTube. But we also tell everybody, put your best foot forward in your work, because when that day comes and you do have a chance, you want to be ready. At least you'll have all your ducks in a row and you have something to give. Some people have done, we talked about that last night with buzzwords. Yes, they've done a viral video and then they wonder why they had one big spike and it went away. Well, you just got it because of the title, but you didn't have any other work to keep people coming. You can't get mad at them. It was your work,
That viral video was your way to get them to come in, but your obligation to put your hooks into them.
That's right.
And unless you can get them hooks in, you might as, you know what I mean? You have to. You have to have something to say, wow, this is pretty cool. Let me checking this out.
If it's viral, you got to have about 4 other videos that they can click onto at any place that's going to draw them in to finally say, yeah, I'm not leaving this guy. I got to stay and see where he's going.
Yep.
It's true.
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't realize that. And they're saying, like, well, when I get better, I'm going to buy better equipment or I'm going to put more work into it when I get. Well, then you're going to be waiting a while. I mean, it's not you. You don't have to be a production company, but you got to do the best you can do with what you got.
I'll tell you what, I started doing YouTube with a cell phone. And that's all. I think that's all you need is a good iPhone or Galaxy, something that has really good HD recording.
Yep.
I think iPhone is actually better for a YouTuber because it compresses the files. I've never filled up my iPhone. I filled up Galaxies pretty easy because you have limited. But there's gives and takes with both, because like iPhone, if you have a Windows computer, I've had it's taken me a full day to get my videos out of it.
It's
because
a workload.
Yeah. So now everybody else who I've done, say I did a collaboration, they're halfway done editing their video. I haven't even gotten mine into my software.
Right.
That could be a pain in the butt.
Yep.
But every piece of equipment I've gotten, it wasn't all at once. I didn't get a big bag full of paranormal investigation stuff. I got it one item at a time, slowly, and just built on my channel.
Yep. Same here. We do video and photography day to day. Well, not the slow season, of course, now. But we didn't go out and buy $20,000 worth of camera gear each. It wasn't worth it. We weren't making enough to justify those kind of costs. Xenia's still using the Sony that I bought her, the A6300, for our wedding in 2014. It's light.
That's a nice camera.
Yeah, it does.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's the mirrorless one, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen a guy at the camera shop, a professional cameraman. He was at the camera shop and he had 3 big bags full of cameras, lenses, everything. And when those Sony cameras, the mirrorless ones, came out, he literally went into the camera shop and sold every camera he had.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I can see that because I like having my camera on my hands all the time when I'm on shoot. So, you know, if it's a big a full frame camera, it's too heavy to carry for 8 hours in a wedding, for example. I find I just like having it there, you know, and you don't need a huge camera to make good pictures. So I like it. I like it. It's light. It's compact. So definitely.
We had a business in Iceland after we got married for a while and doing group tours, and you'd see these guys. You know right away we'd bring them in. They were either a lawyer or a dentist or something, with like literally $12,000-$14,000 worth of glass and cameras hanging off their neck. And I seen their photos, and really you could have done it with a point and shoot. That's another thing too. You got to know what you're doing with it. You can buy all this stuff. It doesn't mean it's going to make you better. You can do great things with it. You got to know. Some of them take like 3-month course just to really get familiar with the workings.
You can't buy a $4,000 camera and then shoot with it on
autofocus.
Yeah,
That's right.
autofocus. And then that's another thing is focus. Learning that you don't have to use the autofocus. Like that's not like the way to do things.
That's right. 100%. You got more control.
Well,
It's
yeah,
harder, but
of course, you have more control, and that's why I say, like, if you buy $20,000 camera and then you use autofocus, and everything is not even autofocus anymore, everything is automatic. Then it's like, why did you spend your money, you know? But I also think at the same time that, as you said, you can use phone equally well, and sometimes even better than some cameras. Because nowadays they're so smart. Well, that's why they're smartphones, I guess. But like cameras are amazing. Like the detail that you can get is crazy.
The camera on the iPhones. This is a 7 Plus. It has a dual camera on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this camera is comparable to like the Canon G7X.
Yep, definitely.
Everybody.
And once you use like a gimbal, you can get from DJI or one of them. I mean, you have a steady cam and a phone that weighs no more than 3 pounds altogether, if that. I mean, you can walk all day without any fatigue. Panic D says all of our Clue Tube has been filmed with a SB Note Galaxy phone and no external microphone, and their videos look great.
Yep,
They look great.
Phones is just a bit harder in low light. Like
one thing I had to learn was low light.
Yes,
is I'm in a lot of these dark buildings. I need a camera that's good with low light. Now, the iPhone is okay, but if you're going to be shooting it mainly at nighttime, you want something a little bit more powerful.
Well, that's what separates the phones then from the cameras. That's exactly what I was going to tell you, because I know you shoot a lot of low light. Every phone is going to start struggling in low light. It's just that's where it's pushed to its limits. In the daytime, I mean, Peter McKinnon, who's got 2.5 million subscribers, I mean, does phenomenal work. Like he said, most of his Instagrams and all that, 50% of them are shot with a phone, and he's sponsored by camera because it's easier and he's getting these amazing shots. Now, low light, exactly. Then you can't. You're pushing the boundaries. Mark Korn says in most phones they have dedicated chips, just like the camera algorithms alone. Exactly, 100%. They've come a long way. They're not phones anymore. That's the last thing you use them for.
But I would say for a beginner, the phone is your main tool. That's your main go-to tool for live streaming, for everything. I mean, to just be starting and all you need is a phone and maybe a decent light. You're good to go.
That's right. You can go on Amazon. You don't need to buy the top end. I'm trying to remember the names of them now because it's eluding me. You go to Newer and stuff like that. Just get a light for $20. You don't have to break the bank on it right away. Then when you start getting somewhere, because we've had trouble with phones. Also, another problem with us is because the business we do a lot of weddings, especially. As soon as you tell them the price, oh, well, God, I can do that. My uncle can shoot. He's got a i9. And it's like, yes, but as you said about, you're realizing now when you're doing like non-autofocus shots, that's what makes the difference. And it's the eye. We always use the expression, if you had a tree in the middle of a field and put 100 people in front and said, take a picture of it, 95 will do this, like right in front. They don't lean down. They don't crouch over. They don't take it out of focus. They don't focus on the side of the tree. That's a photographer versus somebody taking pictures. Yes, they take pictures. But don't complain. And a lot of them, we've had some that we had to do reshoots we were hired for because they didn't want to pay for a photographer, got their work from everybody's cameras and said, well, it's nice pictures, but they're just snapshots. You know, people see what they see through their eyes as if they were standing there, no other views. You know, we lay in the dirt. Like most of my video, you'll notice will always come out of trees. I like peekaboo shots. I like coming out of grass. Build that energy. If you're going to film a highway with a big truck flying by, don't just stand there. Lay in the grass. Come out of the grass. Give that effect, that anticipation.
I shot a Sweet 16. It was my first ever like gig for something that wasn't YouTube. And I would say I did a good job, but the thing is it wasn't enough money.
Right. That's a hard part today too.
I put it in so much more work than what they paid for.
Yep.
$500, which was that was not enough.
Wow. That's a steal. Oh my God.
So I put a lot of work into it. I didn't know what I was doing and I would never do it again.
I don't blame you. Because people don't realize, they say, whoa, you're working for 8 hours. I work at a factory and get... Okay, great. This is just the tip of the iceberg while we're here, folks. You wonder why you get your pictures a couple weeks later? First, you have to sort through... She usually takes about 3,000 to 4,000 pictures in 8 hours. I take about 200 gigs of video. That's a lot to sort through. That's a week minimum just sorting, if you're lucky.
Yep.
Then starting to process everything in that. Video, I'm lucky. At least it's in bands. I can do a lot of color retouching on one. She's got to do every individual photo.
Yeah,
which could be...
I do a lot of retouching and like not just post-processing, but actual like edit with details and stuff, you know. And then, yeah, it takes a long time, you know, sometimes even on a couple of pictures. And people like, well, you were there for just the day.
Yeah,
like,
you know, I wish I could make the X amount of dollars a day. Well, it's not
it
just a day.
Yeah, it was a lot of days.
100%.
Where have you acquired the knowledge of video editing and cameras and all that video part?
I learned it all pretty much just from, you know, doing it just by getting my hands on. And like I said, I grew up in a music studio, which kind of gave me a little bit of knowledge. I've been part of some music video shoots. So I had minimal knowledge going in, but just really just, you know, YouTube videos is 90% of it. Learning stuff from YouTube, learn how to, stuff like that. Pretty much just self-taught. That's all.
That's unbelievable.
Wow, that's crazy.
I still think I got a long way to go when it comes to camera control. I think I got a lot of work to still do, but you can only get better. You know what I mean?
Yes.
What you do is get better. So, and when a lot of people say, I want to start making videos, but I don't know what to make the video about, and I don't know what to do, and I'm scared and this and that. And what I tell those people is just shoot it. Yep. Just shoot whatever it is. Just go out and shoot it, because you're not going to learn and just jump right into your niche where you're going to end up. You have to grow and end up there. Like, I didn't know when I started doing YouTube videos that I'd end up in the paranormal field. If you told me 2 years ago that I would end up doing paranormal, I would probably get in a fight with you and say, no way, I don't believe in that stuff. There's no way I'll possibly do that. But I just fell into it, and it kind of found me. I started out making videos on fixing my truck.
Oh.
I was fixing up my F-150 and little vlogs here and there, nothing special.
But what drew you in to start doing that in the beginning? Like what, like the film, like fixing the truck, what was the first connection that made you decide to start going into YouTube?
Other YouTubers. Other YouTubers being inspired by, you know, this guy that just started making videos, and I seen one guy skyrocket from 2,000 subscribers to now he's got over 2 point something million, you know? So
Wow.
just watching others. And I don't think content I don't think the topic is the biggest, like, on what you do. It's just how you do it.
Right.
I think they can make just as good of a cooking channel as they can make a vlogging channel or a review channel or whatever. It's just on how they do it. What
Right.
do they bring to the table?
That's a big point, and that's why I always tell people, don't judge a book by its cover. When you're in here and you meet a cooking channel, you meet a knitting channel, and you're a car channel, go watch them. You might find somebody that inspires you more than anybody you've met. You might meet people, you know, you might be interested into it. That's what I believe. It's so important to keep your horizons as wide as possible on this platform, because you never know when
Yes.
the inspiration's coming. Pauline Newman's a great example of that. She does purses and is full of guys now, and everybody's loving what she does. No, we're not running her to buy bags tomorrow, but she's so good at doing it, and she's so welcoming, and she's supporting people, and she's a great presenter.
Yep.
You know,
I've ended up in some of the, who was that you're talking about?
Pauline Newman.
I think I've been there.
I thought I'd seen you in there. That's why I was bringing it up. I thought I'd seen you in there too. I go in, everybody's in Benjamin. Well, Benjamin's got some fashion way more than I
she's
do.
reviewing Dooney bags, you know.
Dooney bags, that's right.
But everybody loves her.
I think I was in there cracking jokes like, oh, I like that one. Hey, some of them bags might work out pretty good on the go, you know.
Yep.
Yes.
Definitely. And that's another thing too. You never know who's going to take off tomorrow. So why burn a bridge? Why not strengthen them? You know?
And another thing is, like with my channel, I started out working on my truck, doing shoe review. Like I would do a review of some new sneakers that I got.
I'm actually showing them your video right now on my new old truck.
Yep.
I have it running.
I built that truck. That truck, put a lot of work into that truck.
I love it.
That
And I'm
was a
surprised I didn't see it, because usually anybody I start to follow, one of the first things I do is sort by oldest. I want to see where they came from.
Yep.
And I never did it with yours, so bad on me for that one, because I always like seeing that. Even the bigger the YouTube, the more I want to see the older. You know, I follow Linus Tech Tips. It's got almost 7 million. That was the first thing I did once I started liking him. Go back and see where it all began. See
Well,
how
like
they
the kid
dress.
I was talking about, he started out as a gamer. He never got more than 2,000 subscribers as a gamer. He makes one video about cars, and that skyrocketed him into like right away over 100,000. And then he's in the millions now. And
That's
it was
crazy.
topics. He changed from gaming to cars, and what a good choice he made, because he's one of the top YouTubers out there now.
That is so crazy. You never know when it's going to strike, like we
Yes.
always say.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
definitely. This is a cool video. I got to go back and watch it after. I'm getting caught into it now, watching it. That's cool.
I
You know
just
what's
wanted to
crazy
say,
is some of those older videos have like 10,000 views on them, which back when I made those videos, to get 100 views was amazing.
Right.
It was 100 views.
I see.
Now,
Oh, go ahead.
how many views does that have?
That one had 424, but right over a couple from it. 95 F-150 cluster gadget swap was 6K.
Yeah, see, 6K for that video. Back when I made that, I would never think it would get 6K ever.
And then the cluster LED install, 9.5K. That was a year ago.
Yep.
Wow. I'll show everybody that one too. That's crazy. Yep, 9,558.
I would never think I would have made that many views out of that. But I just shooting, man. I just started working. And
Yeah, but I think your music business and all that kind of set you up for a bit for being in front of the camera. I think it's you can see where you've had a bit of experience before. You handle yourself quite well on camera.
I was always good with people. I always worked really well with like famous rappers. They always liked me. We always ended up like hanging out and stuff. Like I made a lot of connections for my cousin is a producer, and I'd make a lot of connections for him just with my personality. They would just like to hang out. I mean, I was offered to go on tour with MOP. They're like, oh, well, we'll pay for everything. Just come with us. And I'm like, well, what's my job? And they're like, just come with us.
That's a
It's
great
like,
job.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's like rebranding was saying, Lou Rock, you are a natural speaker, very clear
Yes.
and inspirational.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. I try.
You're also very kind, very humbled, grounded.
Yes, humbled. That's exactly
When
it.
we were talking the other night in the Hangouts after that, and the next day, Xandy and I were talking about that, you know, and very gracious, very kind. All those things portray. I always tell people, you'd be surprised, but the better person you portray yourself as on here, the more people will connect with you, the more good things come out of it. I really do believe that.
Another thing is that's just totally essential. Stay away from the drama stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
If there's anything going on, you'll notice that I don't comment on it. I don't respond to it. I don't bother with it.
Yep.
It's not good for business. Not at all.
100%, sir. You just said it right there. It really isn't. Unless you want to build your channel on it, and usually that will crash and burn at some point. It doesn't last forever.
Pretty much.
You know.
I haven't seen many channels get very successful off of drama.
No.
Doesn't last usually.
And it's not like, you know, I say to everybody, like, this is our time to enjoy ourselves. We have a day, we have a family. Of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. And I don't want to make this look like the happiest hour in the world. We have times we talk about some pretty serious stuff. But I want it to be more relaxed. I don't want it to be nerved up. I want it to be calm and come away, everybody having a decent feeling out of it. You know, that they got to blow off some steam for a bit. If somebody can say, and we've gotten letters from it, I don't say we changed the world. We're not Ben, who goes way deeper than we do. But to even have people say, you know, I've been going through a divorce. I don't want to talk about it in the chat, but I appreciate having a place to go every night where I can have 2 hours where I don't have to think about it. That's better than any AdSense. It's better than any super chat, because somebody's getting what you do, and they're, you know, it's heartwarming.
Yeah.
It pays in bounds for that. It means a lot to hear stuff like that.
And yeah, so getting back to how your YouTube channel transitioned, but how did it happen that it went into paranormal field from car?
Yes.
I lost a family member right here where I'm sitting. My mom's boyfriend fell over from a heart attack right here, and I ended up. I was already a fan of the G Team, which is a paranormal channel, and I had been watching her for a while. And after my loved one died, I was in one of her live streams where my name started coming out of her spirit box, just Lou Rock, and tons of people heard it. My loved one's name came through, and a lot of messages were coming through to me through her spirit box. It actually happened for like a month straight. Every time she would turn on her spirit box, my name would come through. And it got to a point where I was so amazed by the responses that I was getting from her that I was like, you know what, I got to try this for myself. And ever since the first day that I turned that box on, it's been a wild ride. It really has. It's almost like they reached out from the other side and said, you're supposed to do this. The very first person that ever came through to me was a girl that was murdered 25 years ago. And that's been a really surreal and crazy experience. And I hope she gets justice one day. It's an unsolved case.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it was a pretty crazy transition from just fooling around on a camera to actually and what I did is the very first video that I did with the spirit box got such a great it had so many people responding, Lou, you got to do more of this. This is interesting. We like this. I can watch this video from start to finish. A lot of my own friends in the beginning would say, you know, I can't watch your video for more than 5 minutes without wanting to shut it off.
Mm-hmm.
after making that video, a lot of people were like, whoa, like this is crazy. Like I want more of this. And then that's how it just ended up growing into more and more. But I would say it's definitely dangerous, and don't head first like I did.
Do you feel it kind of fulfilling to you that you found this, and that you're like, you know, that you've found this like way to connect?
I actually look at my YouTube channel as like an inheritance. Like my loved one passed away and said, here, this is what you're going to do. And kind of like, this is my inheritance is my YouTube channel.
Oh,
Wow.
that's
Wow. That is a really interesting way of looking at it, but so deep, but so true. I can get what you're saying. Yeah.
wow.
And just with the luck that I've had with meeting amazing YouTubers that have accepted me into their family and just given me my channel, basically, because it is the bigger YouTubers that have helped me, that have given me a start. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I recognize that. I don't care if my channel grew to 20 million, I would still recognize those people who gave me what I have. They gave it to me.
Yep. That's
And I have a lot of respect for them.
well, I think, and you could say it too, is you're helping people. I mean, us, you know, it all kind of works its way up the chain. And the thing is too, you know, we're helping, and then it's also on you that you've been able to build what you've built. They've opened the doors for you, but you've been able to keep them there. So it's been a lot on you as well. I mean,
oh yeah. I say this all the time. A lot of people say, well, that person only made it because they did a video with so-and-so. Well, why is it that 30 or 40 people have done a video with so-and-so and they got nowhere?
yeah.
But one guy who puts in all the work and makes the videos and does a good job ends up blowing up, and now he's well over 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
What about who you do a video with? It really isn't.
Yeah.
You can do a video with the biggest YouTuber out there and not get anywhere.
That's right.
We were saying earlier, it's just like a viral video that gets them there to see it in the beginning, but you got to keep them there. You have to pull them in.
Yep.
And without that, you have nothing.
That's right. How many times does anybody here in the chat watch a premiere when we used to watch TV? It feels like a million years ago. And they had so much hype. This fall on CBS, the show you got to see, and you watched, it was absolute crap. They had the hype. They had the blow up, but it couldn't keep anybody. And guess what? 6 weeks down the road, it's canceled. They sold it like it was going to be the blockbuster of the century, but that wasn't there to keep them. And the same with their channels. Same with the live streams.
How many times does the show that doesn't really have that much sparkle to, like a show like American Pickers?
Yes.
That was something that they just tried and blew up.
That's right. Perfect example.
The Pawn Stars, that was the #1 show on TV.
Yep. When they make those shows for secondary cable channels, they're kind of a hit or miss. They kind of throw them out and see where they'll go. And those ones took off. They weren't expecting it. And that's right. The characters were there. The stories were there. People gravitated. There wasn't tons of fanfare. But they got there. They were ready when people started taking notice.
Now, what do you think about YouTubers expanding into television? You think that's smart?
I will never knock anybody for growing. I've tried to do that. I mean, I wish them all the best. I think it's a hard transition, and once it's done, you better have a good career because there's not usually much coming back.
I've heard a lot of horror stories of people giving up really good YouTube channels to go to television, and it flattens out, and then they don't have anything.
That's right.
They don't have a YouTube channel, and they don't have a TV career.
100%. When we do this on YouTube, we are the producer, we're the director, we're the casting. We're every job that you've just signed away to a TV studio. They have the rights to everything. They take in the direction they want. You want to have this? Too bad we're using this. They'll give you soft cover. It's the same as musicians. You know, grow up writing their own music and they're writing songs, and then they get taken over by a record company. And, well, we like that, but we're going to change this line. And guess what? Now you're going to wear sparkled suspenders instead. You know, you're at the mercy. And a lot of times it can kill a career as fast as build one. So make sure you want to go there, because there's usually never going to coming back, you know?
I've heard a lot of horror stories. moving to television.
Most people on YouTube are not really set for TV. We're too independent. We're too much control freaks. And that's a good thing for what we do here because we have to do it by ourselves. We don't have a big team. So that's our big, it sounds, oh, well, I'm doing videos there, might as well do it on television. It's a different world. There's nothing in common, you know?
So you probably wouldn't be inept of working with a team. Like you said, you're used to working all by yourself. And now you're part of the system of something that you're like, your head's probably going to start spinning.
Yeah.
At least know that.
Yeah, and even like YouTube, like Premiere or Red, YouTube Red, whatever it's called now. There's these guys, I don't know if you've heard of them, Good Mythical Morning. And
I love them.
I love them. Oh my God. But me and my son started to watch them years ago when they were still doing it from their kitchen table, you know. And they're funny, and I've been watching them all through these years. And I watched the interview, I don't know, maybe you've seen it, of them with H3 when they were saying, you know, now when they got picked up for 2 seasons for YouTube Red, they didn't enjoy it anymore because all they had to do is come on a set and do what they've been told. And that's not why they started YouTube. And they said they were burning out, they were tired, and they weren't even enjoying what they were doing. And that's why they jumped back now this season into what they were doing before that, because it's something completely different. You know, you don't have any control anymore.
I love them guys. I think they're
I love their podcasts, actually. I discovered their podcasts lately that I don't know where was I before. I love listening to them.
My kids were the one who introduced me to them when they would eat all the weird things. Like,
oh, yes.
does it cheeseburger or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
That's what Chris kind of got into as well.
Yes,
kind
yeah,
of
that's
the
how
same
we
story.
started. Yeah. No, I love it.
No, it's
How many great YouTubers have you found because of your kids?
Oh my God.
Like, I ruined PewDiePie for my oldest son. He despises him now because of me. I think it's hilarious, but I couldn't stand him years ago. But his humor's grown, and it's actually he's got quite a sense of humor when you get it. But it's not marketed towards kids as much anymore. He's fading away from that.
Yeah, Vsauce.
Vsauce a lot. H3 for my oldest son.
Oh my God.
I'm going to give everybody the keys to the kingdom here. The number one market out there is for children.
100%. Anything you do, music, acting, video, YouTube, whatever you choose, if you can do it for kids, you're going to make more money. 100%. Yep. You're going to get higher even ad rates.
My demographic is a little bit of an older crowd.
Yeah.
It's I think like 35 and up, something like that. Most, like the majority.
We share a lot of the same demographic in that part. The only weird thing is, we talked about this before. We did videos and we had a perfect ratio of 70-30 men, women. It was awesome because that's the exact demographic of YouTube in general. The day we started live streams, we went way down with women. It was unbelievable. I thought women would be more talking. Thought we'd actually get more. A complete utter. We had, what, 5% at one point?
Oh, yeah. I was always laughing. I said they didn't like me. When they finally realized it's not just Andrew, but it's me here too. So they dropped out very quickly.
We're back now, but it took months. It took a long time to get it back.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
You know, we even started getting, like, Pauline Newman was one of those ones we're really trying to get to meet new women's channels. Get to know them. But yeah, it was the strangest thing. Usually algorithms, we can make sense of them where they're going. That one threw us for a complete loop. Took us. We still don't understand this day really why it happened.
I don't know.
What? Did somebody just say they're 1001 from 2K? Ice Spike.
He just got 1,000.
Oh, congratulations, Ice Spike. Guys, hit him with the emojis as our good buddy Dave from Green Bay Wacky. Throw some emojis out for Ice Spike. Congratulations to you. Wow. We
are talking with Hike and Deep here. Him and his wife live in a 3,000 square foot house that had 3 suicides before.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my God, how do you live in it? How do you live in it? That's I don't know. What feelings do you have about that? Like about the old houses and changing the ownership, so to say, not even just with suicides or murders, but the energies that collect over time, like in especially old houses.
I think ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the more ignorant they are to it and the least open that they are, the less that's going to bother them. I think people that don't really believe aren't open as much as people who really do. And I don't mean, I mean open in like a different way. But I'd say me of 5 years ago would be better off moving into a house like that than me of today. Because I was almost, I would say I would call myself a semi-atheist before this. And it's been a life-changing experience. I definitely have faith. I definitely believe in God. I definitely believe in life after death, but this has only been found for the last, I rebelled against religion because my mom worked in the church.
Right.
And so I think I kind of rebelled against religion as a child, and I studied other religions, and I did this just to piss my mom off.
Like we all do.
Yeah, I studied, Buddhism, even the Jewish religion, everything. And my outlook on religion by the time I was like 30 was that all religion is basically based on the movement of the sun and stars. Yeah. And men of 2,000 years ago, what they depended on was those crops. So when the sun died, or when the winter came, that was the different seasons, and it's all tied to religion.
It was like touching the gods when the seasons change. It's the ultimate control over the world. It really is.
And so, like I said, I think I rebelled against religion a lot as a kid, but I think my eyes have been opened up.
That amazes me on here. Sorry, I have to say that. I never realized, as more as I've been getting to meet everybody from the paranormal realm here, is how many people are so close in their religion. I never thought I would see those kind of numbers that I do. I find that very interesting.
I'd say when my loved one passed away, that I was severely sad, depressed, in a really bad state of mind. And it took something, I needed something to hold on to grieve, to be able to get over it, to be able to, step back into my life. And I think all of everything that's happened to me has given me that. And one of my biggest goals on YouTube is to hand that back to people.
Right.
I could help one family that just lost their father and give them the feelings that me and my mother and my family got when we got messages from our loved one, which was a good feeling. It was a feeling of, he's there. He's not gone. We'll see him again one day. If I could pass that along to another person, that's really my goal on YouTube.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah. When my mother passed away, I find it was, and I do get what you're talking about. Probably a good year and a half, I had the toughest life of my life, like time of my life, because she passed away in our hands, and I always kept seeing it over and over again, and I slept a lot through the day, not a lot through the night, anxiety pills and all that. And my getaway or salvation, or whatever you want to call it, was when I finally could sleep to ask or pray or wish to see her in my dreams, because I always thought that it's a connection with her, to be able to see her again or ask her something or just have the conversation or hear her voice. And without that, I don't know if I would be able to really get out of it, because it was really, 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 really hard.
Now, did you ever see her in your dreams?
Yes, I do. I still do. I don't do it as often as I was at the beginning after she passed away, but I still do see her. I see all of my passed away relatives. My father has passed away. All my grandparents. I do see them every so often in different situations of my life. But I do see my mom fairly often, yeah.
I've met a lot of paranormal people that don't believe in the paranormal, which that I know it doesn't make sense, but I've met a lot that do not believe in ghosts, that do not believe in the other side. And I mean, maybe that's a good outlook because they're impartial. You know what I mean? They can weed out what evidence is worthy or what isn't worthy. I mean, I know some really good investigators that don't believe in ghosts. They'll say that an EVP is just a coincidence, or this is a coincidence, or that's a coincidence. But me personally, I've just heard and seen too many things for me to believe that there's not anything. Like, I've just seen way too much.
Well, you've met Panic D videos before. He believes and she wants to believe is always their catch line. And we interviewed them. They sent us shirts because Xenia believes I want to believe. And I like when it was nice. The more I'm getting to know you guys, it's a whole different take onto it. And I don't ever lie to anybody. You know, I want to believe. I think I have trust issues. Not anything happened when I was a kid. I need this burden of proof. I'm not denying it. I want it to hit me dead in the face so I can say once and for all, but I'm the same with religion. Mostly anything in that realm right now.
See, but I've had those slaps in the face.
Yes, that's what I'm going to say. That's what I was getting to. You sound like you've had them. I find that so interesting.
The thing is I've had responses that are first and last name. Mm-hmm. Like first and last name. That's incredible because if you go on the radio, scan every channel from top to bottom, I guarantee you 80% of them channels are going to be playing music. Now I'm getting word responses, voices of, it's talking, it's not music, it's not part of a song. It's straight up sentences and words. And just some of the responses that I've gotten have been so amazing. I'm at home in heaven, like a full sentence. And who's talking about heaven on the radio? Here, not many. I've just had too many eye-opening things that have been amazing. I've seen a lot of scary stuff too.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, you know, it can definitely, when you talk about it, I can see the intensity even in your eyes about it. Like, you know, it really affects you. It doesn't walk away once it's done. It stays with you, I'd say. Isn't that true?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It definitely stays with you.
Wow.
I also think that our loved ones are just the same as they were when they were here, because my mom's boyfriend, he would call me a little bastard or just stuff like that. And I've had that come through the box. Like, you little, I don't even want to say it, but just stuff he would have said. Like, and it's just like, and they don't swear on the radio.
Yeah.
So when you start getting swears, it doesn't match up. You know what I mean?
It takes away the process of elimination onto it for the doubters.
Yeah. Or I've been in buildings. One that I'll bring up is Greenback Castle in Tennessee, where there's me, Tim from Breaking the Shell, John from Exploration Unknown, Patty from the G Team, and Stacy from Misguided Road Trip. So there's 5 of us. We're all together. We just walk out of a building. As soon as we walk out of that building, things start flying back and forth in the building. Bing, ding, 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 boom, rocks and everything. Now, I've never seen nothing like that until I went there. And there's very few places like that, but they are out there.
Wow.
Definitely.
Yeah, Sean from Penny D said, ask him if he gets headaches or any kind of physical issues during EVP sessions, because we do big time.
I'll tell you, you got to be super careful. Not only have I had my panic issue, I never had panic issues before I did paranormal videos. Never had a panic disorder, never had to go to the hospital because I thought I was having a heart attack. That all started when I started doing paranormal. I get the headaches. Another thing is, doing an EVP session can drain you to the point where you feel like you're drunk. You can't lift your head, you're spinning, because they drain you. They suck you of your energy.
Right.
And I actually have one EVP session that I'm doing the EVP session. This was a live stream. And I start tasting bleach. And I'm like, what is this taste? And I'm spitting. And I'm like, I taste bleach. I taste it really strong. I fought through the rest of that live stream. I went to sleep. I woke up at like 3 or 4 in the morning with 103 plus fever. They rushed me to the hospital. I ended up with pneumonia in both lungs. And that was almost instantaneous. I was not sick the day before. I was not coughing, no sniffles, no nothing. I went from perfectly healthy to having pneumonia in both of my lungs. And the doctors tested me for everything: malaria, West Nile virus, every kind of test you can get. And they're sitting there scratching their heads going, Lewis, we have no idea why you got pneumonia, especially at your age and your health.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. So yeah, I know where he's coming from. It can be very dangerous to do this stuff. That's why I definitely put out a big warning to people. I know it looks cool on YouTube. I know when you see the ghost videos and the paranormal videos, it looks awesome, but it's very dangerous. And to jump in without knowing what you're doing, like I did, I wouldn't suggest it. Yeah. But we're all just like children. We have to learn for ourselves.
That's right. That's 100% right. You said it right there. And it's, I like the more too, as I get to meet you guys, I've got a different take onto it, because unfortunately for a lot of us that are still wanting to believe, we tend to get blinded by so many of, and it was television was famous for bringing this to light, was so much of the scam part of the whole thing, where it was always money to see the next vision. So it also, then if you're on the border or not sure or don't believe at all, it gives you that much more ammunition not to run into it, because you only see the scam part of it. My view that I love, and I was saying this the other night to think to you, even if somebody in the end doesn't believe, if I can look at somebody and they're not getting robbed blind, to have a connection and find something from a loved one that gives them peace, even, you know what I mean? I'm not knowing what you do, but I'm saying, even if it was that case, even if it's the placebo effect, to see somebody have that kind of comfort and not, as long as they're not getting robbed blind for it, it's amazing. What a gift. You know, my mother, she lost 5 children giving birth, adopted me, and then 3 years later, her brother-in-law was supposed to show up to a court. We grew up in a family where there was never a crime. He got blamed for burning a fishing cottage that was owned by the rich American family. And he didn't show up to court. And when they finally went to look for him, they found out he shot my aunt, he shot my 3 cousins, and shot himself. Now, this is rural Quebec, 1977. The problem, you know, if a gas can was stolen, it was big news. And now it's like a 5 homicide. And I look at my mother, and she's very close to God. You know, she doesn't want to ever talk about it. She said, you know, if it wasn't for my belief in Jesus, I probably would have never gotten through it. But I still think maybe she could get some closure if she had to talk to somebody. But back then, there was so many of them scamming people. Who do you go to, you know?
I think another part of it is, I think there is good, there is evil. I think a big trick of the devil or evil or whatever you want to call it is to make kids think that it's a game. Yes. You know? Yeah, I see certain YouTubers out there summoning Slender Man and Freddy Fazbear and all these fictional characters and really turning the paranormal into like a game.
Yes.
And so what that does is it romanticizes it for children.
Yep.
Now, if you're like me and you really believe, and I've been drained to the point where I can't even lift my head off the ground. Like I had to lay down flat on the ground. I'm nauseous, head spinning, all this stuff. Would I want that for some kid? Do I want some kid to pick up some kind of bad energy or get sick or anything? I mean, I really think that that's a trick to try to get people to think it's a game. Just like Ouija boards. Ouija boards are sold at Toys R Us as a toy.
Yeah, exactly.
They're made by Hasbro.
Yeah.
I don't think that's on accident by any means. I think it's definitely there's trickery going on.
But it even hurts your group as well, because then for older ones, it then cartoonizes it more and keeps people from getting more interested into it. It adds to the whole sham effect instead of building the community up. I mean, that's my opinion, but it doesn't help make you guys' job any easier.
But I've gotten to the point where I don't care what you think.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care what you guys believe in. I know what I believe and what I've seen and so it's my job to just show that to you guys.
Yep.
What has made me come to this much, like, I'm so positive that this stuff is real. And the reason is I've seen it, and I was one of them people. I have to see it to believe it. Well,
Yep.
I've gotten to see it. I've gotten to hear it. And now it's not even surprising to me no more when I'm doing an EVP session and somebody's loved one comes through and gives them that crazy message that they were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't surprise me much anymore because I've been through it so many times.
But that ties into any craft. I've honestly believed that if you have to spend your whole time on doing anything saying this is true and what I'm saying is true, you're not. Nobody believe. If you got to spend 3/4 of your time trying to sell off what you're doing, you're a fake. And it's not just with the paranormal. That's in anything. Imagine if you were buying a car and you came into me. Well, you got to buy this one. This is the best. This is the best. I'm not telling you it's the best. Well, no, it's not, because you spent your 40 minutes telling me how it's the greatest. It's not.
That goes into, like, every time I meet somebody who says that they're a psychic medium,
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe them right off the bat. I just don't believe them. It's usually the people that don't talk about it too much
Yep.
that are usually the real ones. They've kind of been through the whole game and they don't want to say, well, I'm a psychic, because there's a lot of stigma that comes with that.
Yep.
Not saying that these people aren't psychics.
Mm-hmm.
It's saying that a big percentage of them,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I've seen people that have met psychics, and the people would straight up say, oh, I don't have any of these talents, nothing. Then they would study a psychic for about 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks later, they're on their channel.
Yeah.
Psychic reading. And it's like, well, wait a minute. 2 weeks ago, you told us that you didn't know anything about this, and you were asking us questions about this stuff.
Yep.
And so that's what puts out like a lot of doubt. There's a lot of doubt out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, once you get to a certain place, I don't think it matters. I think once you're comfortable with yourself and everything, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks.
If you try to wear any falsehood on YouTube, it will show eventually. You cannot keep the jig up forever. All the pieces will start to come together, and you'll see a channel go up, and then it'll just plummet. Because guess what happened? That was the revelation moment where people realized you're not doing what you are. This is not you. And it goes away. And once again, I'm not paying, like, that's in anything you do on here. You know,
100%.
You and I talked the other night. We're talking the same way as we did the other night. There's absolutely no difference here than when we were chatting just on a private hangout.
Yeah, I actually keep forgetting we're live.
That's right. Same thing here. Xenia goes more to the keyboards for us, so don't worry.
Yeah, I'm collecting questions, guys. Don't forget that at the
yes.
end, at the end of our show, there's going to be a question session.
Welcome, guys. By the way, it's all nice having you all in here. I am glancing down. Xenia's been typing to you, and thank you guys so much for being here tonight.
I always forget to look at the chat.
Oh, no one. I'm there.
She takes care of it for
That's
us and
my
the guests. So,
job.
yeah.
Well, if you want, guys, we can start maybe on some of the questions.
Sure.
See where it leads. Okay, so Linda Bucket List was asking what locations are coming up.
Ooh, I don't share that.
Any teaser for your
We're gonna
next place?
say there's gonna be one that's very Halloween orientated, and then everything else is a secret.
Is Halloween really a special time for a paranormal community, or is it more commercialized? What do you think?
I believe there's a lot of I actually was asked this question already, and I believe yes, there's a certain amount of extra activity that happens around this time of year. But I couldn't tell you why. It's October, it's Halloween. You got a lot more people trying. So of course you're going to get more stuff happening if more people are trying. But do I believe that more stuff happens in October than May? maybe a little, but that's about it.
Okay. I'm asking because I like where I grew up, we didn't really have Halloween. Like I'd never really done it up until I came over here. But we do have October and November, both is like a spirit months. And what
Yeah,
we do
well, if you think about it as a season, October is it's the fall, it's the dying of the sun. So it represents death. Going into the winter represents death. And that's what I think ties it into the paranormal. And that's why the whole All Hallows Eve and all that. I think it symbolizes death because the season's changing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because what we do is we put candles like in a windows to guide the spirits home, and like go to the graveyards, and there's a candle light night where everybody go to the graveyard at night and light their candles to the graves of their loved ones, and it's really beautiful. Like you would never think that a graveyard can look so beautiful, but it actually does. Like it's always with glittering with these little lights all over, you know. So yeah, that's why I was asking, because I wonder what you think about it. Okay, so we have a next question. Panic D wants to do a collaboration with you if they ever get to your side of the woods.
From?
Where was Panic D from? Is Ohio. Yeah, Ohio there.
I'd love to. You know what? I'm going to be traveling through the country, and I'm gonna be making a lot of stops on my way.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
My big, like one of my, if anybody wants to know what my next like place that I want to go, it's Texas. I want to go to Texas.
What's in Texas?
That's a secret too.
Okay, but at least I got Texas out of you. That's
Yes, I have a lot of vested interest in Texas.
Okay, well, guys, you gotta follow LaRock and see where it's gonna lead in Texas. Then we have what is the most frightening thing that ever happened to you? ATGH Travel is asking.
I would say the most frightening thing that happened was the homeless guy that was in one of the buildings that we were in.
Right, that you were talking about earlier. Yes,
he was knocked out. He was burning himself, like you can tell he passed out with a cigarette and it burnt into his. It looked like he had vomit coming out of his mouth. I thought he was dead.
Wow.
There was needles, like literally littered right around his body. So you could tell he was just sitting there and getting high. And so I've lost a lot of friends living here in Springfield, Massachusetts. And I could only hope that if somebody was there to help them, that they would try to help that person. And so that's what really forced me into waking that person up. I could have turned around and walked out the door. He was dead asleep. But what scared me was I thought he was dying. I thought he was dying of an overdose. So I wanted to make sure he was alive, he was okay, and then I could leave. Wow. And when I woke him up, he was not happy. He was not happy at all.
No, like you say, you put yourself in danger. I mean, you did it for the right reasons, though. I mean, you know, your heart was in the right place.
Yes.
But yeah, it's definitely something you got to keep an eye on, too.
Lady of Lake Fork said that I will send you an idea about Texas. There's some ideas coming in from Chuck. Narrow Trigger said, LaRock, if you're going where I think you're going in Texas, I really don't think you should go there. So there. There's different options.
It's not there wherever you're thinking.
Yeah, it's not there. There's different options coming in the chat too. The Mitchell family reality show was saying hi. Love you, brother. Miss talking to you, bro. Kevin. Kevin, the fam said, "Mama Rock rocks."
That's right.
And then Sparta Gaming was sharing his story about the family and growing up without the father, and that what you were talking about. And he said it was easy to share that because you are sharing your story, and it brings others more closer together to share what they have. Also, Kevin, the fam, but also mentioned bipolar disorder. He said, bipolar disorder and OCD is a rough way to go. I know YouTube is my outlet, my platform for sanity.
You did that night. That's one of the first ones where I really because like I say, I like what you did. I didn't know you that well back then, but that night you came on, I just happened to catch you when you were having a panic attack, and you went on because you didn't want to be alone. I mean, I get goosebumps when I think of that night.
You said that you took that video down, but I really think that it's such a brave thing to do, and at the same time it helps so many people, like Kevin was saying, like listening to you sharing your story about OCD, for example, today. It inspires so many people to overcome what they have, to understand that they are not alone, that there's so many of us here dealing with very similar things.
That was actually my highest viewed video. Like by the time the live stream was over, I think it was in the thousands of views.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have left up a couple of my panic attacks. It's just, when that's not really what you planned on making videos about.
Yeah. No, I know.
And the thing is, I really get a lot of help from it got to a point where instead of going to the hospital, my mom would suggest for me to put on the computer and do a live stream, because she would see that change in me so quickly, where I start interacting with the chat, and it just calms me down, and it distracts me. It distracts me into the live stream and gets me away from the panic attack and feeling every heartbeat and every breath and every, everything. Because when I'm having a panic attack, I feel like I'm literally having a heart attack. I feel palpitations in my chest. I feel shorter breath. I feel squeezing in my chest. And it's very scary. Like the first 2 or 3 panic attacks I had, I swear I was having a heart attack.
Definitely. That mimics all the symptoms.
Yeah.
For sure. It's a
Wow.
very
And
scary
another
thing.
is, I was always one of those people who was like skeptical of panic attacks. Like, oh, this person is just flipping out or whatever. But to dismiss it as that, I feel really guilty now for doing that in the past. Because in the past, I'd be like, well, does panic really exist and this and that? Yeah, it does. I'll tell you what, I learned my lesson. Big time.
Well, like I was telling you, I won't go into all my story, but yeah, when you're having them, I've seen myself have to wake up Xenia at 2 o'clock in the morning, and that because it's amazing how you could have your 2 kids, your wife right here within feet of each other, and you still feel a million miles away from everybody. Mm-hmm. You want to connect, you're begging for a connection, and there's just no way you possibly could. You feel so disconnected, and at the same time all the physical attributions like you're talking about, like the banging in your chest, it feels your heart is smashing like somebody banging. I told one friend one time it was like the bucket on a loader hitting it with a sledgehammer. Your heart, you're aware of every sense of your body, your fingers, you can feel the oxygen moving back and forth where it's not going, not flowing. It's such a disconnect, and at the same time so connected. It's hard to tell people what you feel because it's so hard to describe it, even if you wanted to.
That was the video of me having a panic attack, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is when you're having a panic attack, on the inside, you feel like you're flipping out on the outside and your whole face is messed up and everything's all messed up. But then I go back and watch the video and I'm like, I don't look that messed up there. Like, I don't look like I'm dying. And that actually helped me get a handle on my panic attacks as well.
That's true too. Yeah, exactly. It gives you some reinformation about it, that because it is a scary place to be at that time. Because at that moment, nobody can help you. You can get help, but in your head, you're done. You're so out of control. It's such a mess.
For some people, I mean, I've had a million people say, well, you got to meditate and you got to breathe, like, them breathing exercises and this and that. I found that for me, that makes it worse. Like, I'll start breathing. Now I feel everything even more. And it's like, I really, for me, it's the distraction.
Yes,
that's right.
Distracted and taken out of my panic attack.
That's right.
It's refocusing. Yeah.
Another thing I noticed about myself with panic attacks is they came on pretty much at the same time of night. And like you were saying, most of the time it was when everybody else was asleep.
Yep. 100%.
So I would be by myself, and it would be right about the time that my mom's boyfriend passed, which was 9 o'clock. And it just seemed to be the same time, the same thing every day. And I'm going to tell you guys what a lot of people told me, which was true, is it gets better. It's not always going to be so bad, and you will get a hold on it, and you will start to recognize the things that trigger these attacks, and it does get better. Because I'll tell you what, I was to the point where I felt like I was being tortured, and I just wanted to die. I felt it was every night I felt like I was gonna die, and it was like, you know what, if it's gonna happen, let it freaking happen. Or not. I'm sick of being stuck in the middle where I feel like I'm going to die every single night. And it's getting really bad. But with people's help, people on YouTube, and I've gotten so much good advice and so many great, awesome people that have reached out to me. And like I said, that was one of my highest viewed videos because so many people can relate to that.
And they came in with all the love that, that's the amazing thing about YouTube. When we're down and out, it's amazing how people have come to our rescue. Same with you. I mean, in that part, it's like, how did this ever happen from when we had this tiny little following, and I liked them and got to know them. So many people coming in with just utter support, not looking for anything, not milking. These are people that don't even, never met you face to face. And sometimes the love is so much stronger than even you can get with your closest family members in moments. It's amazing.
Silver Shadows was saying sometimes I find it easier to connect with people online that in real life.
Yeah. Lots of people are saying that.
Yeah.
That's very common. It's hard for some people. A lot of people come in here for partly therapy, is joining YouTube channels and hang out, getting to be around people. Some have just gone through a divorce, lost a loved one. They need that distraction before they go to bed to try and get through the evenings. It's quite common. More people start opening up, you find out.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to tell Laura, when Xenia was telling her mom, and this is not a funny, well, yeah, it's kind of a bit funny, but when they're talking about funerals and graveyards.
I knew you were going to mention once I said about graveyards.
Xenia's mom passed away, and we went over, and I love her with all my heart, and she died in my arms. I was holding her in front, so it's a very sad time. But during those moments, you find light moments, I guess, in anything. And we're planning out the funeral. We were doing the wake, and the funeral's going to be in the country. Actually, the name Pusa is the town where she was buried. That's where she grew up, and it's close to the Russian border. So we're looking after everything, and she's naming what we got to do. And she said, I got to get a hold of the photographer. And I'm the what? And she said, the photographer. And she looks at me like I got 3 heads, and I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, the photographer for the wake.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay. So we start going through photographers, and this guy I don't speak much Latvian, but man, is he ever excited to do what he does. He does weddings, he does any family moments, and he does funerals constantly, and he's telling us through it and what kind of shots he's going to get and this and that. Everything you picture a wedding going on, except it's going to be somebody being waked.
Yeah, that's not too big in the United States.
No, same in Canada. It was...
And contrarily, in an old Europe, it has been so popular even since the first time I think the cameras went out there. We used to have the albums at the end of each album. There used to be a picture of people in the coffin. And
well, this guy was some into it there. We had to kind of tone him down after a while. He was getting down, just picture a wedding, except he's down on one knee and he's catching up, and then he comes and shows the photo a week later.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, look at this one. I got her crying. Her poor mother's there and somebody's bawling their eyes out, kissing them. And he's like, look at that shot. Look how I got the face. And he's all excited. And it's like, how many copies do you want? And we're like, we're fine. She did it to appease her. We don't want any more copies. We're good, We're not going to put it on Facebook.
Yeah, well, before that, did you say about that? When he was trying to ask, what shots do I want of my deceased mother in the wake? Which angles would be the best to take the pictures from? It's like, I don't care.
At one point, he was standing on a box taking pictures. I kid you not. They're doing the train, everybody's coming behind. He's up on this box. He's all proud. So they're all done. Then we get to the funeral, and then we get another photographer, and he's traveling around. We cover up the grave, and then she says, come on, we got to do the picture. And I'm like, what picture? This guy's been snapping the whole time. Well, we need a family picture. So we're all standing in front of the grave, and they're all standing there like this. Like, I mean, everybody's sad. It's their sister. It's their mom. Like this. And I'm sitting there with this look of shock in my face. I would have loved to see it out of body right at that moment. I'm like this. I don't know what to do. And it says in Latvian, tell the Canadian to come in more. And I'm like, I'm like frozen in time. You can see it in the picture. I mean, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, what we do is we have this, it's called graveyard festivity, nevertheless. Yeah, graveyard festivity. Every year in summertime, there is a date where everybody comes to the graveyard where your loved ones are, like all of the people that have their loved ones there. And then the priest is there. And then they go and they do this traditional, like going from the cross to the four corners of the graveyard, and everybody's praying, singing, and all that. And there's always a dedicative picture at the end of the family by the gravestone, all smiling pretty, and the supper afterwards, and it's called graveyard festivity. Yeah. We have a lot of culture of because it used to be a heavily pagan tradition country, you know, from the Vikings times and all that, and it's kind of mixed together with Christianity very well, I must say. We still have partly a lot of those traditions, and a lot of them are based into the world behind, you know, in believing in all of those things and connecting with loved ones, and a lot of things that we do in the graveyard. You know, you would think, like I find in North America and even in Central Europe, there is a lot of, you don't visit graveyards as often like your loved ones, right? But there, like you go constantly, like it's part of your life is being a regular visitor to the graveyard, you know?
It's very respectful. And I think it wouldn't be so bad to have in the United States a day where everybody goes to the cemetery and pays attention to their family and their past loved ones as a respect. It's very respectful in my eye.
And our graveyards are very stately, you know, they're British laid out, very square, rectangular, you know, it's either flat or top gravestones. Where there, I love the park cemeteries, you know, like where her dad and my grandparents are buried. It's all like big pine trees everywhere. And there's graves everywhere scattered amongst these little paths, and it's huge. And it's so much more inviting for people to go and just sit there. You know, it's more of a relaxing, thoughtful process. And you clean up the graves. There's always a little rake beside a tiny one they buy for it. Clean all the pine.
Yeah, because it's
needles
not,
off.
most of them are not like just grass, you know, there's flower pots and trees and a whole bunch of things. It's like a garden, almost mini garden for each of the grave places. Yeah, it's quite different. It's quite
like bringing
different.
something for them. You bring like rye bread for them. Sometimes some people do vodka, a cigarette. It could be something that they really like.
That reminds me of like the Mexican Day of the Dead.
Yes.
Very similar. Very, very similar. That's right. It's kind of, and the traditions are very similar to that too, although it's completely on a different side of the world.
Well, like you said about religion, I mean, it was the same. Like we had a pagan wedding I showed you, and I really kind of grown to embrace them because it's a lot like Native American. It's a lot like Aboriginal. Older tribes were like that. It was based on the sun, the earth, the fire, the water. They all kind of come together to those same points. So that's why I love when you said about the sorry, but not the time zones, but the seasons.
Yeah.
When you were talking a while ago, you know, about that connecting, I do believe heavily in that part. You know, we're all grounded under one roof at some point somewhere.
Well, there's 12 seasons. There's 12 systems in your body. It just seems like all the numbers are all same no matter what.
That's right. And before we believed in all the other stuff, originally that was kind of what rooted us all. You know, it's the groundation of us all as fellow human beings.
I mean, since the beginning of time, we've been looking at stars and constellations and stuff. So,
and the funny part is now we can actually visit not the stars, but we've been to the moon, but we have a way less understanding of it in some ways than our ancestors did, you know, 60,000 years ago. They were definitely connected to
that's your opinion. That we've been to the moon.
That's all. Please, the floor is yours. The floor is yours.
No, I know that's a whole sticky subject to get into right there.
No problem.
Besides moon, are you in the conspiracy theories?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
I would have pictured myself more into conspiracy stuff than paranormal. If I were to look, you know, into the future a few years ago, I would see myself more doing stuff about conspiracies than like ghosts and paranormal. But like I said, it found me and it fits. So,
well, you wear it well, my friend. You really do.
thanks.
You know, you do. And that's why the other night, like when we were talking, you know, right away, because I said, if you're going to be in an interview, I can't say, oh, I believe, then come on here, Tom will being real. And once again, you were that person that don't judge, and neither did I judge you. It was not you're wrong or you're right. Both were just at different plateaus.
Like I said, I've gotten to a point where I don't really care what you think.
That's right.
I don't. This person over there thinks, or the person at the gas station thinks, or even my own mom. I don't care what anybody else thinks. It's what I think. It's what I believe. And I'm just trying to show that to people.
And I think that's what you build a big career over.
And it's even more special when somebody like you says, you know, I just got to see it. So that's what motivates me more to show you some stuff. Like, all right, you don't believe? We'll find something for you.
I love that. I love that. That's the attitude into it. That's what makes you genuine. That's why I like what you do so much. And same as Sean and them. I feel such an openness to everybody into it. And that's the way you draw people in. You know, they might not come right away, or they might not be at the same level you are. But it doesn't mean they don't love what you do and aren't interested in going further. That's the real deal.
I got lots of people that watch that do not believe. Mm-hmm. They'll straight up tell you, I don't believe, but I watched Lou.
Well, you got good character. You never know. One day they might flip. You might show them something that knocks their socks off, and it's not you're not doing your job. It's their head, and it's their job to get to that part. But you are opening the doors for them if they want to see it.
The biggest one for me was my Uncle Mark. My Uncle Mark did not believe at all in any way, shape, or form, and his name kept coming through, and it came through so many times. I had to tell him, I'm like, listen, your name keeps coming through. And he's like, well, why the hell are they saying my name? Like, I'm not at your house. I'm not part of this. Like, why are they saying my name? And I'm like, well, I don't know. So one day we had him over, and I popped on the box, and it says his name, but not only does it say his name, but it was in the voice of his best friend. And he goes, I've known this guy for 40 years. I know his voice. And that was his freaking voice.
Oh my God.
Turning him around. I'm talking about he's tattooed, biker guy. Like, he's kind of a guy I wouldn't expect to be able to change his mind, but he definitely has. Wow. He's definitely turned around. But that's not my goal, is to change people's beliefs.
That's right.
It's just my goal to really show people what I've seen. That's it.
And if you're true to yourself, people will see that. And once again, you'll have a very fruitful career on here, and whatever you choose to do with it. It's not even just about YouTube. It's just about what you do as a whole. You know, you got to believe in what you do. You got to be comfortable in your own skin. It's so important. I do believe. How can you be happy if you're not? I've watched you. You've been around enough. You've watched channels. You've seen right away. This is his fake. Not about paranormal. Happy families that put on the big act. And you can tell the kid would rather hang himself than do another take. Guys that claim to be a mechanic and they're and hawing for 5 minutes and say nothing. You can't build anything on here out of that. It's impossible.
Yep.
You know, you got to be true to yourself, and that you are, my friend. Listen. Another
thing, like, I'm not the bubbly personality. Mm-hmm. I'm not the guy that's going to be like, all right, guys, it's your in here at this place. It is totally amazing. That is not me. Like, you're not going to get that out of me.
No.
You get like, all right, guys, we're here. Like, it's just, I am who I am. I talk to my friends like this every day. And this is a character. This isn't somebody putting on a different face. If you know me in my real life, people know when they see me that I'm the same. I'm the same goofy, joking around kind of guy. This is who I am.
Well,
what I stick to. I stick to being myself.
That's what people go to you for. I believe that 100%. People... I said this, a couple of weeks ago. Somebody was talking about live streams and the connection. In the early 2000s, we had the first reality TV, and shortly people realized it wasn't real at all. But I think it lit a spark in everybody, and ever since then, they've been kind of craving to find that moment where they can actually have something real that's genuine. And
I think YouTube is the outlet for the ultimate reality television.
100%.
When's the last time you even watched cable?
We don't even have a TV. We haven't had it forever. We got rid of it. We had a cable box for 3 years we never used.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then we
we
switched
just
it
turned
off.
our cable off.
Yep.
We turned ours off because nobody watches it. Everybody's on YouTube.
That's right. What?
Kids, my mom, everybody's on YouTube.
It's the biggest waste of money going for us. And the same as with you guys. Why put your money into something you don't need? Oh,
YouTube. Sponsor us.
That's... Oh, that is awesome. Listen, I want to thank you so much for your time tonight. You've been so kind and generous with it, and this has been such an amazing chat.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
I knew we were gonna hit it off when we first met. We've had a really organic, awesome relationship. That's another thing. Can I say something real quick?
No, all the time. Go.
If you want to know what the secret is to growing, it really is get out there and just make organic, real relationships with people. Then these people that you meet, you'll meet more people. You'll meet their friends and their friends and their friends. But make it real. Don't make it something that it's not, something fake, something that's not you.
That's so true. It is true. It sounds like such an easy message, but it's so lost in here with the bombardment of everything that comes at you. And it's hard to get that, but it is true. When you do what you're doing honestly from the bottom of your heart, people will see it. People want to know you. They'll want to connect with you and be as human as possible. Let them have a little bit of you. You don't have to give away every one of your little secrets in life, but open up. Don't be so locked in, or otherwise don't be surprised if they're not coming around.
Exactly.
We are humans. I always tell people, look at that avatar and remember right away, there is a human. It could be a 47-year-old man, 23-year-old girl, a 70-year-old grandma. There's a story behind everybody and a heart behind everybody.
Yes, definitely.
And
I think there's a certain amount of attraction to everybody.
Yes.
For our own people. And it doesn't matter if you speak slow or you speak fast, or if you're black or white or religious or not religious or shy or outgoing. It's who you are. And people are, there's a viewer for everybody out there.
So true. And keep your boundaries open. I actually like talking to the people that I don't have as much in common. I want to learn something. We were talking about the heavy metal magnet fishing community. These guys that fish with magnets and that.
That's cool.
It's so awesome. Like, I didn't know that existed. I mean, I love finding stuff like that. That's the beauty of YouTube. It's not just about getting subscribers. I'm learning new things all the time. I'm meeting people into stuff. They're getting me interested in things.
Listen, when a video of a hand squishing slime at 8 million views, you can get views on anything, okay? When I seen that, my kid had a video on, it's just a hand. There's no person. There's no talking. It's a hand squishing the slime and making fart noises. And it's got 8 million views.
Nobody's putting a gun to their head to watch it.
Whoever thought of that, you're a genius, okay?
Right.
You're a freaking genius.
That's
But
right.
look how cool that was. It was just a guy like, how interesting is it for you to just make these little squishy noises with the slime?
Yep.
And it was when slime was, all over the place, just like fidget spinners.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's amazing. People made money off of all those things they did. They thought outside the box. You can hate them to the end of time, but they did think outside the box.
You know what I've been getting into a lot lately is these where they cut up the fish in Japan, like the tuna.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That's really catching on too. That's
It's so relaxing. For me, I turn it on. I could put it on and go to sleep like I can. And it's just relaxing. The guy's sitting there cutting. And I couldn't do that myself. I couldn't cut up a fish myself. I'd be sitting there throwing up and everything. But watching it, it's just relaxing to me.
I did a train video. I do train videos with my son. That's something we do together. We go out and shoot. It's some father-son time. And I did one that's an hour long. We spent 2 days going across Eastern Ontario to all these out-of-the-way crossings, catching the surroundings. And I put them at the end. I had clips. I put them all together. It's an hour long. I thought, okay, this is ambitious.
My buddy, now this was really, really, like, he had a lot of nerve to do this. He left a camera on the tracks. And so the train went over the camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was really cool. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, the camera's going to fly off and smash or something. But no, he just put it on a tripod right underneath between the two tracks. The train goes by and you see the whole thing. It's amazing.
Wow. That's crazy.
But, at risk to whatever you're recording on.
Yeah, that's it.
It made for good video.
Well, it does, exactly. Sometimes it's weighing the consequence to the shot. It's We had a guy, we watched this hobo stove, and then we found this whole community. I thought it was done and over, this idea of hobos. And there's all these young kids, and this guy was had 14,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
He was always on the trains, and there's a romantic side, but it was dangerous. He ended up getting killed a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Outside of Baltimore. His bag got caught by an Amtrak
Yeah,
passing.
he was professional before that, hopping the trains, like even before the YouTube channel. But
oh my God, there's this video you got to see. It's called Guy Named Brave Dave. Before I forget, I'm going to send you the link in Facebook.
Yep.
He documented it, and he's from Scotland. He came over to Canada and ended up taking a train from Montreal all the way to Vancouver, like right across Canada at the end of September when it's bloody cold in the Rockies and that. And he it's 4 videos, and the third one he almost gets caught in Saskatchewan, and he's running from all the police. I'm going to say it's the most riveting thing. I found it that night, watched it till 2 in the morning. I couldn't stop. It was
beautiful too, because you get to see all the locations, from places you would otherwise never would be. You know?
But he takes you through it, and one point he ends up taking a train that almost takes him across the border, and that's a real mess if you don't have your paperwork to get back.
Yeah, I mean, it's dangerous, people. Don't try it. Don't do it. Yeah.
But it's dark at night, and he's hanging off this train. He's making the decision whether to jump or not. But I'll send you the link. It was something I think you
Isn't
really
it cool when you find something new like that?
Yes.
And you pulled into it.
Yeah.
You just got to watch it for 5 days straight.
Marathon it. And like she said, you didn't go anywhere. I said, I didn't even go to the bathroom. I could have paused it, but I was so riveted into it. I just couldn't leave it. I wanted to see where it was going. I know. I agree with you. There's there's so much talent on here. It's so unbelievable.
Yes.
Definitely.
We actually just got picked up. Speaking of trains, our Via Rail did Canada's Via Rails like the States Amtrak. Canada was 150 years old last year, so they did all the passenger trains with this vinyl scheme. And I was filming them in different locations. I made a video, and we got contacted 3 months ago now?
Yeah, I think so.
By one of the biggest Russian media outlets. They serve over 20 million people television wide. And they're doing a big series on travel in Canada, and they picked up my video to feature for their television series.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Cool.
I forgot about it till we just got talking now. It's been a while. Yeah,
we just forget even. But you never know, and that's what goes back to what we started talking about. That you always do quality things. You should be doing quality videos, and not just because you want to push it out there every day, but because you want to have quality content. Because you never know. It might happen tomorrow, and somebody picks it up or somebody notices that you want to.
But you never know. You never know what's going to be quality, though. It could just be quality on accident.
Yep.
Yes, that's true.
Yep, definitely. I always say a story is everything. The guy that catches that they show on the 6 o'clock news where they use some of his Facebook footage on a crappy cell phone that's pixelated of a guy robbing a bank. Nobody was sitting there saying, oh, that's awfully grainy. They were saying the story is everything. You need story. No matter how much equipment you got to have a story, something that brings people in. Yes, it's nice to have the great artwork behind it, but first and foremost, story is so key.
Yep, definitely.
Because you can have the best shot on a Blackmagic $200,000 camera, but if you're just standing there in front of it scratching your head, you're scratching your head in 4K,
Oh, you got dandruff at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Thank you so much for coming today. We really, really enjoyed this. This is really interesting.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to do something. I want to start thinking of this fall, through the fall. Maybe once a month, taking one group, like say the Paranormals 1 month, next one Bushcrafters, and making a panel. Like work with somebody like you, pick a couple that we think, and just talk about community in general, like on a Saturday night for 2 hours, 3 hours.
Don't speak about it, man, because it'll get stolen right away.
They can take it. If they can do it better than me, as long as it helps everybody.
We are so transparent. It couldn't be more see-through than we are. Talking about everything all the time, sharing everything what we're doing here. So
But you know how many times I've come up with a great idea and then I've said it in a live stream, and then next the next day 5 people are doing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you see, what I truly believe in, that you're never going to be able to replicate what somebody is doing or is going to do exactly to the T, because it's a personality at the end that is making it or not, right? So that's why we're not worried about somebody getting and going it, because if they do it and that turns better than we were doing it. Well, it's because they were great as personalities, as people that were doing it. It's. I think that's why I like this, supporting each other and sharing it. Because
my
you never
drive
know.
is not to compete with people. My
No.
drive is to be better.
Yes.
And if I don't like somebody, I'll do it 10 times better. That's all I want to do. That's instead of sitting there fighting with them and wasting all this energy and following my feet. I'll just go better into what I do. I'll just put more into it, find a way to make it better the best I can.
I think that concept could get really, really like some really cool results, like putting paranormal with the bag lady and the coin guy and the
Yes.
guy, and just seeing what happens.
Yep.
It could get really hairy.
Yep.
Really, I think.
That's right. It's a think tank. It's a little Volta. It's a little fun. It's a little edgy,
Yep.
But I believe that our whole mission here on our channel has been always to build the gray matter. It's like the center of the earth. That's your peers. You've got to start with them. You got to learn from them, collaborate. Then comes the gray area where you meet all these channels who have different interests, but they're semi-interested in what you do, even though they don't do it. They're learning about it. Then comes the viewers. And then once you have the viewers, that's where the growth really takes off. The ones that don't create, but you need those cores to kind of build. We try to do the gray area here, I'd say, is our main mission. I'm constantly, we have the comic book guy coming next week. I was talking about him tonight. He's the one who created the game Earthworm Jim in the 90s for Sega.
Yeah, I actually played that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's coming on next week. He's the one who created it, and he's the one who was the executive producer. And I met him through a whole new community. And I'm trying to do that,
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait. There's
Yeah, I was telling him tonight, like he had a channel for 8 years and just revigorated it like a month and a half ago. And when I seen one live stream, he had a huge amount. He grew like 4,000 a month once he decided to get back into it. But he had Patricia Heaton on with him, the wife from Everybody Loves Raymond, in one of his videos, just sitting there doing a live interview, sitting in his living room with him, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, see, that's the difference. There is his connections,
Yes.
and then that is the stuff that he could create. It's just already amazing.
And you know what? I got to meet him, which I think is so cool. With all the people that come in his live stream, at the end, he opens it up for the last 20 minutes. He just puts the link in the Hangouts, invites people to come up and just talk to him.
Wow, that is so cool.
That is honorable.
That is admirable. Yes,
Yep.
I was about to say that. It's very admirable.
There was me. There was a 5-year-old kid from Taiwan on. There was another guy from Australia, another guy from Sweden. And he just opened it up, and he was just answering questions as polite as could be,
That's really cool.
That's the people I think.
That really does go a long way, is just being a nice person. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
kill with
Spread
kindness.
as much as love does. I really don't think it does in a negative way, but I just think love is so much stronger.
Definitely. I mean, and you feel, I always said that I'm a father of 2. I want to be able to look myself in the mirror when this is done every day. I don't want to be that. I can't do that. I'm too old to do that. I'm too caught up in my life to do that. Why?
That's why I stopped swearing, and that's why I started bleeping out swears. I was approached by a family that came to a fan meet. It was one of my first fan meets. And now I'm thinking everybody's there for the big YouTubers that I was with. And one family comes up to me and says, Lou Rock, oh my gosh, nice to meet you. And I'm like, yeah, awesome to meet you. The big YouTubers are over that way. And they're like, no, we came here for you. Wow. And I was like, are you kidding me? You came here for me? And they're like, yeah, actually, well, we didn't come here for you. We came here, our kids watch you. And their kids were like between 5 and 9 years old.
Wow.
And the thing is, they were so little and so young. And they were saying rockstar famz and all this stuff. And it was eye-opening to me. It was like, you know what? I really need to change a little bit. Because if you watch some of my beginning videos, every other word is an F-bomb or a this or that. So after meeting them, I was like, I have a certain responsibility, not only to other people's children, but to my own children.
Yep.
Do they want to get on and see me, talking like an idiot, especially when I'm trying to teach them not to talk like that?
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, it's definitely, you grow as you go, you learn things. And
well, that's it. Like for us, we're on at an earlier time. We do get a lot the same as you, the 35 and over. You see with the Blue Wrench group when they put up selfies, a lot of them have their kids with them watching for a bit.
Yep.
We can't. It would ruin it. It would take. It's not that I'm against it. There's a time and a place for everything.
I am freaking hooked on your wheel. I'm hooked on that. I like that. I think that's a great idea. I'm in there. I'm waiting for the letters. I'm like, come on, say the freaking letters already. Come on, let's go.
I appreciate that.
It's
we
fun.
want to do it differently. It should be fun. And at the same time, we don't just do shoutouts. You hear us. Like we spend 10 minutes on our channel. Everybody's learning, even if it's not their channel. And everybody's still getting to know people while they're in the chat.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But that's listening to your audience, growing with your audience. We started off doing one way and just kept changing, Like the wheel started because people were right. There was Alexandro Perez. He's even done a Twitter video on how to win at the game. He's not a bad guy.
He had
found
a
secret
tutorial.
to it. Yeah, a tutorial. And people started watching. People then they were fighting for first place. Well, of course, some people thought after a while, well, we would like to have a chance too. So, okay. Started thinking, let's get a wheel. We'll spin that and give it,
Yep.
Try to do the best to keep everybody happy. You can't please. And that's another thing, too, I tell everybody. You can't please everybody. I'm not everything for everybody. Some people are going to hate my face. They're not like our voice. Not the way we do our show. Then there's lots of other channels to go to. I can't do it for everybody. That's saying, like you say, is true to yourself. You try to please everybody, you're going to be nowhere. Nobody's going to know what you stand for.
Exactly.
So this has been obsolete. Oh my God, we're gonna have to set the panel. I'll be in touch with you.
We'll definitely have to do something similar very soon again. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was really interesting. I'm sure there's lots more questions and lots more things to talk about. It was really, really amazing. Thank you so much.
Disposal.
You are such a gentleman. We really do appreciate having you.
And we're looking forward for what's going to be next in Texas. Now I'm hooked, as you said.
Yes.
It's down the road, but that is a big plan of mine to get to Texas.
Well, I'm sure you're going to get there, and I'm sure you're going to do amazing things there. It's been such an honor, not just having you on tonight, but getting to know you. You really are a class act, my friend.
Thanks, man.
You take care of yourself.
You guys have a good one.
Talk to you soon. Bye. Bye now.
Peace out, everybody.
Oh my God, that was so awesome.
It was. And guys, if you haven't gone yet and supported and checked out Lou Rock's channel, please go and do that.
Yes.
There's some amazing things happening there. He also has live streams going on. Definitely check him out. All the social media is in the description of this video down below as well. So connect him on Twitter and Facebook as well. Well, that was awesome, guys. Thank you so much in the chat for all the questions, for sharing your stories, for supporting us and each other. It was really amazing. We really enjoyed this, our episode 2 of season 2.
Lou Rock's in there, guys. So, if you haven't shown some love, please do. Please. He is an awesome guy. What a great chat. This is why we like to do these things. Tonight was such an example of that.
Oh, yes, exactly. And that's exactly why we wanted to get back to this. This was amazing. Thank you so much. And just wanted to remind you guys that we're going to be on tomorrow with our shout-out spinning wheels through the day. You got to check our Twitter. So follow us on Twitter to know the exact time when we're going to be on. It's Europe time, Europe special edition for shout-outs tomorrow during the day. And Friday, we're going to have Jay Lipman on, the winner of the B-Roll SmackDown challenge for months of September. Looking forward to that. So it's I love it. It's starting to roll on into something really exciting, and we're so looking forward to each and every next day of this. So thank you so much.
Thank you for growing with us, guys. I was saying that tonight. I was just talking with Lou. I say it sometimes, but I really want to reiterate that. Lou talked about he's changing, from when he went to mechanics into the paranormal and the transition. We're always trying new things. We never want to get stagnant. You guys don't deserve it, and I'm sure Lou feels the same way about that. It's not just for us, it's also for you guys. You guys deserve that as well. I always want you to feel you'll come here and find something new and always walk out with a smile on you guys' face. And thank you for everything that you guys do for us. Just looking at the numbers, we're 3786. We might be hitting the 38 tomorrow.
Yes.
We're getting close.
We might be.
That's why Andrew's got to get off his butt and get that thing together for
Yes.
4,000. It just seems like it's
He
creeping
must.
up. Yes. So thank you guys for everything that you do. And please know that we appreciate each and every one of you. Jason from Wood Pigeon Outdoors, please do not apologize for being late. You're never late. You're welcome here anytime. You guys know the drill. Real life comes first, and you have other people to support. Fine. Broaden your horizons. We're going to be here, and you're always welcome. If it's been 2 weeks or 2 months since you last been here, whether it's 2 hours or 2 minutes you spend with us, your time is precious, and we absolutely appreciate every moment you can choose to spend with us. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
And before we send them off, I would love to send them to another live stream.
Oh my God, yeah, we almost didn't do that tonight. That's right.
Yes, I would like to send you guys over. We would love to send you guys over to show some love to a different channel. This is part of supporting each other and, inspiring each other. It's not just supporting in numbers and watching videos. It's also visiting live streams and trying to introduce each other with new creators during our interviews or by sending you guys to a different live stream. Go over and say hi, hashtag from Pusa with love, and if you're interested to the channel, can stick around. If not, it's completely up to you. I'm just gonna what is wrong with me? Drop the link in the chat.
Oh, you got one already?
I don't know. Do you have any?
No, go ahead. If you got what we got?
Well, we have a couple people here.
Okay.
And,
yeah, perfect.
okay.
Sounds like a plan. We try to pick somebody new every time, so you guys also get the chance to meet other new and interesting. You might even support this person already, but don't know a lot of people in their streams and that, so it's a win-win for everybody. Spread it around, guys. Show the love. Once again, of course, it's always voluntary. Nobody's taking names. Nobody's doing anything like that. It's just the opportunity to get to meet some other great YouTubers. Thank you guys so much. And guys, if you haven't hit that like button on the way out, if you can, and it's not asking too much. If you guys can come back later on and just drop a comment, that really does help us out a lot. You guys are so awesome. There's the link, folks. Dole Whip Dad, awesome channel. So I hope you guys can drop by and show some love. Please, if you can, use the hashtag for Pusa with love and hang around for a little bit. We're going to leave this live stream run for about another 2 minutes or so, and then we'll be out, and then we'll meet you guys over there. Have an awesome night. Patsy, you take care. You stylish person with the glasses and everything. Love seeing you. Oh, Ice Spike. Much love to you. Lou Rock, thank you so much for having us tonight.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
It was really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And you are truly a great inspiration and very humble young man, I
Yeah.
must say.
I think somebody who hasn't met you yet is going to be surprised when they go over and realize just how many subscribers you have. So, and you wear it well, my friend. You are really great in this community. Thank you so much. And we're going to talk to you and set up something else like that. That would be really cool. Hubert Gunpowder, you are awesome, my friend. You take care. Thank you so much for coming. Dash the Smasher, thank you so much. Silver Shadows, you guys all have really great nights. Drawing for you. Ghost of Hawaii, hosted by Obak Hunter. Welcome, my friend. Always love seeing you in here. Dromer family, thank you so much. Sorry, I was reading two things at the same time. Awesome. Sierra, Texas 3. You guys are really awesome people. Always love having you in here. Panic D, I'm not sure if it's Sean or Marianne or both. Either way, much love to you guys as always.
I think it's Sean. He's editing video for tomorrow.
Oh, he's busy burning the midnight oil. Will you be well, Sean? The Mitchell family reality show. You guys take care. Always great. Wood Pigeon Outdoors. Jason, always love seeing you. Yeah, the wheel is going to be spinning tomorrow. The wheel will be spun tomorrow in our European edition. All right, guys, the link is in the description. Hope you guys had a great time tonight. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your time with us. We'll see you guys all again really soon. Much love to you all. Cheers and keep creating. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye now.